Welcome to the Empty Netters podcast. Can you believe what this has become?
There was a full 48 hours where I felt like I was like literally Superman.
Jumbo loves playing Fortnite, so he gets on the sticks.
Did TR show you the sauna cycle, or was that all
No, I invented that.
Almost a year now that I haven't taken a body check. That's kind of nice.
So we are back. We are horned up, and we are going deep.
Finished tonight with some chicken fingers and a few Guinnesses, ran into you guys, and that's where this pod came to life.
Ice is ready, and we are back with another episode of the Empty Netters podcast, brought to you by BetMGM, the show before Milan. This is coming out the day that we are headed to Milan. I am your host, Dan Powers, on the sticks, the man with a car as cool as himself, Evan Watkins. Did not realize you had the whip like that, dude.
78 Nova.
Unbelievable. And then over here, hosting the show as well, after the first series in the Super Bowl, he declared the game over for the Patriots. And for once, he was right. Chris Powers.
As always, I'm always right. And I have to say, the first series, actually, the Seahawks had like one big play, but then the Pats had a good hold, and no one looked that good on Seattle. I was catching bad plays. And then the Pats had like 2 first downs and then missed. But I was like, we actually look great. I actually texted some of the boys, congrats, guys, we won. And let this be a lesson to everybody, Dan, because I've spent 20 years saying we've lost after the first 10 minutes of every game, and we went on the greatest dominant run of all time. And then the first time ever, I go, dude, I think we're going to win. We get shit kicked. So maybe it was me all along.
You tried to be positive one time, and it blew up in your face.
Yeah,
Literally
always
worst
be
performance
negative.
I've ever seen.
Always be negative.
It's like we need to put a don't above the believe sign in
in Ted Lasso.
Yeah. That'll help you.
If it's the last thing you do not believe. Like, good God.
Yeah.
That has worked for me just fine. Thank you very much.
I'm not gonna lie, boys. We by the way, quick shout out to the live show. Anyone in the LA area who came to that live show, that was fucking unbelievable. Holy smokes.
If you missed it, go watch. It's on the YouTube right now. Unbelievable.
That's right.
Time.
That was so much fun. And we had a whole segment. We brought up Billy Langdon, our boy, and we talked about Super Bowl, like party vibes, setup, everything. I kind of did a last minute trip here to New York, which genuinely, when I bought the ticket and planned it right before heading over to Italy, I was like, oh fuck, the Super Bowl. Like, I was going to go to our friend Emily and Kevin's, who always do an unbelievable spread. We went there for Thanksgiving. It was going to be fantastic. A bunch of the boys were at the office. There were so many options, and I was just like, peace out, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And I got a quarter into that game, and I was like, I'm so glad that I'm not making an event of watching this game. This is the worst Super Bowl I've ever seen. It was terrible. But you know what saved it?
What?
Boys. Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny?
That was electric.
That was good.
Bad Bunny at Coachella was just like, I don't care if you don't know the words. I just vibe to the music, brother. Like that, he's just got bop after bop after bop. And it even got to the point where like a new song would come on, and I was like, I didn't even know this was him. Like he's got smash records, dude. Like smash records.
I was really enjoying the cameos. And not knocking him, it was incredible. Like, because I'm with you, Dan. I don't even know when one song ends. Like, I thought that was one song for
I know, which isn't that
minutes.
so cool? It's like an entire show of him is like it's a free flowing DJ set.
Yeah,
you just don't know when one thing ends and when it's like Tenet. A Bad Bunny show is Tenet on stage.
You could play that Bad Bunny show backwards, and you would not realize that it was a different halftime show. And you'd be like, "That was sick."
Ricky Martin also Ricky Martin got buff. He's like,
that's what I mean,
swole.
dude. That was
holy fuck.
sick.
Ev, I go
young, right?
Jesus.
How old is he?
We were at a pub, and
Look it up.
He popped on, and my friend Tor was like, "Oh my God, it's Ricky Martin."
Yeah.
And I go, Jesus Christ, he looks amazing. I mean, the guy
He's 54 years old.
54, dude.
It's pretty good.
That's awesome.
It's fucking
Yeah, it looks good.
unbelievable. He's keeping it. He's keeping it fit as a fiddle.
that
I
was
tell
sick,
you
dude.
what.
At least something happened in the halftime show. He like walked around some trees and was
Yep.
on a rooftop, and he went into he crashed through somebody's house. Like more drama happened in that fucking halftime
Did you
show.
see that wedding ceremony was
game.
real?
I heard that. Yeah, crazy.
Dude, we were dying. Connor Haney, Dan, we were dying at the beginning. He's coming through it was like he was in a jungle or whatever. Like that whole for like the first 3 minutes, he's like walking through, and it was sick because the camera's tracking in front of him, and there's like dudes playing dominoes, and then a guy drinking out of coconuts, and then whatever.
Yeah.
And as he's going through like the bamboo or like the sugarcane maze or whatever, and Connor Haney goes, crazy that no one in the stadium could see this. Like, on TV, it's like so sick. But I'm like, are you in the stadium just watching? Like, I wonder if he's in there. I wonder if he's in that maze.
Surely it was on the Jumbotron.
Okay, yeah. But I was like,
Yeah.
dude, what a moment. You're like, I'm at the Super Bowl for the Bad Bunny show, and he's hidden.
I actually,
that's tough.
I couldn't stop laughing looking at the field. Like you're watching the show on TV, and you can just see lines of the field under it, and I was like, this is unbelievable that they're putting all of this on the field when a half of football needs to be played. Like,
Yeah, right.
I wonder if there was any.
when a half of the most boring football of all time has already been played, and I'm like,
That's true.
We need to protect this field at all costs, dude. What if it gets worse?
Or maybe it makes it better. It at least adds a little bit of entertainment.
Somebody tripped on a straw hat left behind from the fire. Ah, come on, man. Jeez.
Oh, dude, that was
shit.
brutal.
Anyway,
at least something happened, dude. There was a stretch where I was like, there's going to be 0 touchdowns.
I thought Sean's prediction of the score being 11 was going to be true.
My God, I forgot about
Holy
that.
fuck,
Dude.
he totally did call that.
That would have
was
been
the field goal
fucking
bowl.
hilarious if that had ended 12-0. And I was like, Sean, you just missed it, dude.
What was funny is he did say 11, and when it was 9-0, and the way that they were pinning the Pats in, and Drake May was getting sacked left, right, and center, I was like, a safety is very possible here. Like it might be 11-0.
That would have been the most iconic moment of my entire life. If that Super Bowl
holy
finished
shit.
11-0.
God, it would have been so funny. Well, shout out to Bad Bunny for giving us some entertainment, maybe kicking it into gear for the boys. We got a great episode today, folks. Jack O'Callahan, gold medalist from the 1980 Olympic team, is on the show, getting you pumped up for Olympics. We're going to talk through a bunch of Olympic stuff, get through our regularly scheduled Tuesday show programs, and then we're going to get you guys out of here so we can get to Milan. So let's just jump right into it, CP. We're getting into hot ice. We're going to focus on the line projections for Team USA and Team Canada that we've been seeing all over Twitter. Team USA, or actually, let's start Team Canada. Shake it up for me.
The hot ice is literally just going to be our Olympic preview and predictions. Strap in. Here we go.
Yeah.
Team Canada, they've both had practices now, so there were lines. This could change, but these were the lines seen at practice.
Yeah, go through the lines, and I'm going to give it a letter grade.
Okay, so here's Team Canada. Line 1. I'm going to go left wing, center to right wing. Macklin Celebrini, Connor McDavid, Tom Wilson.
A+, no notes.
A+?
Absolute A+, no notes.
A+?
Yes.
What was the Four Nations line? It was Point up there, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Point and like maybe even Reiner. I like that. Why are you not surprised at all that Tom Wilson's up there? I'm not even saying it's a bad grade. I'm just saying, like, how come you're like amazed?
Can I be a little piece of shit?
Yep.
When we did our own roster predictions, I had Tom Wilson on my first line.
Okay. So you're not grading fairly. You're grading on a DP curve.
But this is DP's grade. I'm allowed to do exactly that.
I think I get it. Like John Cooper made a bunch of comments like, you need an F1 and he's one of the best in the business, barreling down there, drilling people. And no, we were talking about Zach Hyman the other day, Dan. I'm not knocking him at all, but everyone's like, holy shit, Hyman's so productive. And I'm like, Hyman knows where to go and can hammer in backdoor from passes from McDavid.
With all due respect,
mm-hmm.
I don't think that's that hard to learn.
Okay, that's kind of what I'm saying. Where I'm like, surely Tom Wilson is capable of that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I get it. I'm like, yeah, dude, Tom Wilson can score 5 goals in this tournament just by standing in the right place. So he has that ability, absolutely. I guess I'm just a little surprised that you bring a Tom Wilson, theoretically, in my mind, to be on that third or fourth line where they're like, dude, go shake it up. Go out against Miller and Trocheck and whatever. So I was kind of surprised they were like, actually, no, he's going to play first line when they have obviously missile launchers that they could put up there and create this incredible first line. So I'm only going to go A- because Connor and Mac is amazing. We kind of brushed over that. Like I love that, dude, so much. But I'm kind of surprised they go Wilson first line there. And I wouldn't be shocked if it changes if they don't have immediate success.
Ev, are you a Settlers of Catan fan?
I've heard of it, but I've never actually played it.
Okay, we're gonna change that quick.
Okay, get me in the Catan.
Yeah.
So in Catan, you can get cards that have different things on them. It has like ore or wool,
bricks.
wheat, bricks, wood, lumber,
Beef tallow.
and then you can.
That one's
God,
pricey though,
fucking-
bro.
Yeah,
That one's
jeez.
pricey. Yeah.
But you can then combine those things, a number of the cards, and a collection and a combination of them to build stuff like a settlement, a road, this, that, and the other. This line is a perfect Catan build for me. It's a perfect recipe of these three guys. That's why
Complementary
it's an A+.
pieces.
Complementary pieces. Everyone's playing a role. I absolutely love it.
Maybe they put Wilson up top because they're like, well, USA's trying to be a little bullish, maybe.
I just think when you've got McDavid and Mac, two of the top 3 point scorers in the NHL together, put some grit in there who's also going to get you 75 points in a season. Like that, it is just the best recipe. Get it. Like Tom Wilson is in the corners digging pucks out and feeding them to Mac and Celebrini and Connor McDavid. Easy.
Yeah.
Okay, line 2, left, center, right. Mitch Marner, Sidney Crosby, Mark Stone.
I'm going like a flat B here. I don't love this combo. There's just something I don't find delicious about it. Sid is an A+ always. But there's almost like, I feel like I need someone to score goals on that line. Like Mitch is a pass guy. Sid is perfect. I think Stone is even kind of a pass guy. Like he can score for sure, but he's also not a big time scorer. It's also kind of a slow boots line with Sid and Stone.
Dude, I'm with you, Dan. I'm kind of shocked by this line. I think, again, I can't remember who Marner played with at Four Nations, but Marner is such a dish, man. Sid is obviously scoring a ton this year, so it's like he can score. You know, I guess that's the answer. But I think Sid can be such a weapon if you put these snipers on his wings, and I don't think you did. And I'm with you on Stone. Stone is a fascinating player because all he does is produce, and we all laugh. Like, Stone is slow, and what's he doing? And I'm like, what he's
unbelievable.
Doing is pumping in points.
He's unbelievable.
You fucking idiots.
Yeah, Mark Stone is so good.
But I'm just like, holy shit, we couldn't have got, a fucking Sam Reinert up there, like something where I'm like, dude, I just felt like there was more talent, different talent to put on Sid's line. So I was surprised by this one too. I love the idea that Sid is 2C, which I'll talk about in a second. But I was like, oh man, we could have had a little bit more fun on that line. 3 great players, obviously. I mean, Canada is so stacked. But again, I was like, I don't know what I was expecting from these, but it wasn't what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah.
Okay, at third line, Brad Marchand, Nathan McKinnon, Nick Suzuki.
I'm going to go A- here. I love Marshy and Nate together. I'm as big of a Nick Suzuki guy as it gets, but my gripe here is I have no clue what we're doing not putting Nick Suzuki at center on this team. Nick Suzuki is a top, I was going to say 10, but I might even go like top 6 or 7 center in the NHL. He's one of the best 200-foot centers in the NHL. He's a Selke level guy. I don't know why we're putting Nick Suzuki on wing.
So Dan, for me, that's exactly it. Look, what's shocking is, and dude, they're going to roll lines in a way that they really do, and obviously everyone's sick. But dude, don't forget at Four Nations, like I remember talking to Marshy and Jarvie when they were kind of on that third line in Four Nations, and they're like, yeah, we played way less, and like we had a job, and when that one goal on that, it was like a great play. Like remember Jarvie chipped it out, like everyone got a point or whatever. They were like, it just felt great to contribute because we're the third line. I'm kind of like, dude, how is Nathan McKinnon there when you could have just gone him on that Sid wing? If that had been Marner, Sid, McKinnon, I'd be like, that line is tremendous. There's all your goals with Nate on the wing. He's capable of playing wing. You said that the other day. And then you get to go Suzuki centering that third line with Marshy, Suzuki, and put Stone there, let's say. And that third, I'm like, oh, that's a perfect third line, third line at the Olympics. So I'm just like, and again, I'm sure with McKinnon there, I'm sure they'll roll three lines just as much, but I'm like, it just feels odd. Just feels odd to me that those are your 3Cs when it should be Suzuki and Nate could play on Sid's wing.
Agree. Love that take.
Yeah. So, I get some question marks there. Fourth line, Hagel, Bo Horvat, Sam Reiner.
A B plus A minus. I think all these, my big one is, I like the idea of needing Nick Suzuki top three lines, but this is a situation where I'm like, I just think Nick Suzuki is a better center than Bo Horvat. The embarrassment of riches on Canada. Like I was about to say, when will the Brandon Hagel disrespect stop, please? Yeah. But then I feel the same way about Rhino here.
Oh my God.
And there's part of me that's like, I look at the way that Brandon Hagel has elevated his game the last few years, playing with guys like Kucherov, and Point here and there. And that's when I look at that line too. And I'm like, Brandon Hagel on that wing with Sidney Crosby would probably do something real special.
My God, dude.
But
and Rhino, like you just said, like that one's actually even more shocking to me, especially with the way he's played in big moments the last few years. Where I'm like,
I will say, Hagel, Horvat, Reiner as your fourth line. This is exactly what we keep talking about. We wish the USA would do that. Like when that line is going out as your fourth line and you're another team, you're like, are you fucking kidding me? So that's pretty sick.
Yep. It's definitely a make it stop line. But again, dude, I will be interested to see how much burn they get. If they truly just roll four, fucking, I love it. Who cares? Frankly, like you can be whatever number line you want to be if they just roll them. But if this is like, oh yeah, they get a couple minutes a night, I'm going to be like, wow, that's kind of shocking to me. That's who you kind of stashed down there.
Yeah.
Okay. D, do you want to just all at once?
Yeah. Let them rip.
Okay. So it's Taves and Makar. We're line 1. Morrissey and Parenko, D pairing 2. Sanheim and Shea Theodore, D pairing 3, which left Harley. Oh, actually, let me do whatever. So it left Harley and Dewey as the 2 out.
Yeah, and then up top, you have Sam Bennett and Seth Jarvis.
Seth Jarvis and Sam Bennett were the 2 forwards you left out. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. To touch on the forwards, like those were the 2 guys added. It kind of makes sense that they are starting as the guys out, but we'll probably see them in.
That's what I was going to say. They will get rotated in more than I think maybe these D will, but go on.
Yeah, Taves and Makar was always a lock, and then after that, it's kind of like pick your poison for these guys. I think it's all about chemistry on this. Like on paper, I'm like Shea Theodore not being a second pairing is insane, and I suppose I feel that way. But when we get to USA, we're going to see a similar situation.
Is he left shot, Dan? Like, is he playing offside?
Shea is a lefty, I believe. Evan, will you look that up?
Yeah,
Shea Theodore.
Can you check those D, Evan? Like Sanheim, I think Parenko is right, but like Sanheim and Shea Theodore.
His name is Pareko, not Parenko. You got to work on
I always say that wrong.
I know you do. It's so
Isn't
funny.
that the type of breadcrumbs?
Panko.
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 Oh, what a nickname, dude. I'm calling him that now.
Yeah.
Breadcrumb. There's too many There's too many carb-based nicknames in the NHL.
So
you're right.
He shoots left.
Yeah. So Shea is left shot. So yeah, there's a double up for you.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I think the surprising one here is Harley for me. Harley and Sanny, like, I know that this Canada group and these coaches absolutely love Sanny, and he's a great player. I'm a touch surprised that Sanny is currently looking like he's in over Harley.
Okay, yeah, same. Yeah, I guess same. I think I was expecting this in a way. And my surprise the whole time has been Breadcrumb, because I was like, I don't even know if I pick him, but then it's your GM picking, which, maybe I put too much stock in based on the Cooper Sorelli comments, but I just that was always my surprise, and I'm surprised he was on the team, and then I'm surprised he's in the second pairing. But I think, like I said a second ago, it will be harder to crack. It'll be harder to change that up than the forwards, I think. Because the forwards are going to jumble around. Like, there's no chance Sam Bennett doesn't get in, Jarvie doesn't get in. The D, I think, will be tricky.
I love that take, actually. I feel the same way about USA, honestly, when we get there. It's like those almost need to be the most solid for me. I want the D pairings. I want these to be marriages of old. No one's getting divorced back in the 40s and 50s. That's what I want the D pairings to be in the Olympics. That is your guy. Stand by your man. You're playing together and you're making it work. If I want my team to be successful, I need happy marriages on the blue line.
Mm-hmm. And no word yet from the practices on goalie. It's going to be fascinating. That'll be the most interesting thing to see. Canada goalie. I'm salivating for that choice. I don't know if there was more today, because you found some good tweets from today, Dan. I don't know if someone had eyes on it at the next practice.
I'm also going to say this, but before we move on to USA. It's been the biggest crutch for US fans to be like, we've got the advantage in goalie, it's not even close, blah 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 blah. Dude, Binner's having a tough year because the Blues are having a tough year. Logan Thompson and Darcy Kemper are fucking phenomenal. So like this talk of, there's such a clear advantage. I'm like, what? We got to stop saying this, because LT and Darce are so good.
Dude, what were the Vezina finalists last year?
It was Hellebuck, Kemper, and LT.
I thought so, but maybe he finished fourth. Like, weren't we in the car with him? We were like,
maybe Vasi. Did Vasi creep up in there?
I think.
Yeah. Hellebuck, Kemper, Vasilevsky,
and Vasi.
But LT finished fourth, because we were with him in the car, and we were like, "Oh, you got fourth." So it's like they got like their third. They have the third and fourth Vezina finalists from last year on the team, and we have the one who isn't even playing to his potential. So I'm like, wait, are they better in goal? How the turntables, dude.
How the turntables. It is fucking so real.
Okay, now I'm giving you USA lines, and we have USA lines from practice 1 and USA lines from practice 2 where there were some slight changes. So I'll read both.
Okay. Wait, is that going to be complicated, or should we just read one?
Nope, because you don't know. You don't know. USA, and I guess ignore who was line 1 and 2, but the top 6 stayed the same. So you have, quote unquote, line 1, Gensel, Matthews, Boldy.
B-.
What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Take that sweatshirt off.
B. Flat B.
Why?
I love the Matt Boldy first line. I absolutely love that. He is this guy. He is who is the most underrated basketball player of all time? Why was I going basketball?
Yeah, that's crazy. How would I know that?
Matt Boldy is the mashed potatoes at Thanksgiving dinner. Like
Don't
everyone,
tell Bobby Ryan that, dude.
Everyone always forgets to bring up Matt Boldy. He is so fucking good. I love that he's on first line. Jake Gensel, also insanely underappreciated. He had a great Four Nations too.
Mm-hmm.
I do not mean for this to come off as Austin Matthews disrespect. I just don't get it, man. I don't think he has earned this honor. I don't think we had so many conversations. He was named captain recently, by the way. Like the captains came out. There were so many people in our DMs being like, how the fuck is he captain of this team? I think that's rude. We don't know what's going on in the locker room. He's obviously an elite player, but he's not playing well this year. His team's not playing well this year. He was not great in Four Nations last year. He has never showed up in big games. I just don't get it.
But are you just not getting the 1C of it? Like, if this was quote unquote line 2, do you not care? Or are you saying you want him out of the lineup?
I I would love to see what an Austin Matthews can do in a third line situation. Maybe where he's not matched up against the other team's first line. And also maybe he looks at it like there's a little bit less pressure on me. I'm not the first line guy. But to me, I'd be much happier personally if Dylan Larkin, Tage Thompson was on that line.
Yep. Okay, so I'm not on your side on this one because I think Gensel and Boldy are no-brainers. And I know you said that too, but I'm like, Gensel and Boldy are no-brainers. And let's just go to the second line because this will help complete the point. The second line, quote-unquote, but possibly the first line because it was in the second practice, is the Tkachuk, Eichel, Tkachuk line.
Yeah.
Great. I assume you love that.
Yes.
Yes. So if you put that line out first, then I need Gensel and Boldy on the wings of whatever the other top six line is. And I just think Austin Matthews has a skill set that literally no one else on this team and maybe in this tournament possess, and he just has to be there. Like, we can only win if he is there and plays to his potential. Now, has he ever done that? Rarely in big moments. I hear you big time, but I just almost feel like you have to go, the way we win is him doing it. So we have to give him that opportunity.
Evan, as we keep talking, can you look up Austin Matthews' career stats season by season? Like, I want you to read off his points, his point totals season by season.
All right, give me a moment. I got you.
Yeah. We can move to the next line, Chris.
Okay, so in practice 1, the third line was Jack Hughes, Dylan Larkin, Tage Thompson. And in practice 2, it was Kyle Connor, Dylan Larkin, Tage Thompson.
Yeah. Okay. Jack Hughes, Dylan Larkin, Tage Thompson. Absolutely love all three centers. just throw like that is an all-star team like you read about. That is when we got to selects and everyone was like, I play center. And you're just like, well, we got to fucking figure it out.
Yeah, somebody go to the wall, please.
But I dig that line. I really like Jack Hughes on a wing position. I think Jack Hughes should move to wing, period.
In real life.
Yeah. I love Jack Hughes. And I also love like the fact, say what you will about Jack's injury. I hope he's healthy. I'm a Jack Hughes believer, man. I feel like he's getting shit on a lot recently. And I know he didn't play that great in Foreign Nations, but the kid's fucking talented.
Yep.
I'm excited to see him maybe, get a stiff upper lip here and start playing well. But I like that balance too. Like the idea of Tage on the wing hitting fucking 1T clap bombs. Let Dylan be Dylan. He's a fucking leader. He's perfect. He's got a great relationship with Jack. I like that line a lot.
Me too. And I think, go Ev, go.
I got your Matthews. I'm going to go backwards from this year. So in 51 games, we have 48 points with 26 goals. Last season, 78 points in 67 games. 2023-2024, his best season yet. 107 points in 81 games. Almost played a full season. 2022-23, 85 points in 74 games.
Was that the 69 goal year too?
Yeah, maybe. 69 goals. Nice. In 2024. 2022, 106 points in 73 games, 60 goals. 2021, weird season, 66 points, 52 games, 41 goals. 2020 season, 80 points, 70 games, 47 goals. 2019, 73 points, 68 games, 37
goals. We can stop there.
We don't have to go all the way back, but yeah.
Thank you for that. The reason I asked you to do that is because I do think people forget about those 200-plus point seasons,
and that one season that got shortened where he was on pace to score fucking another 70 burger, and have another 100-point season.
Yeah, people forget about that. And I do think the last 2 seasons have just been like pretty poop for him, and injuries aren't helping. And it's also hilarious. This is the scale we talk about when you're like, Austin Matthews is having a great year this year and he has 26 goals and he's just under point per game. And we're over here talking about other guys like Dylan Larkin, for example. Like if Dylan Larkin's on an 80-point pace, I'm like, fuck yeah, that's amazing. Start him over Austin. And I'm like, Austin's doing the same fucking thing. What are you talking about? So he does have an unfair measuring stick. But yeah, that is the only thing I wanted to bring up.
Okay, so then Dan, line 4, so we can have the bottom 6 combo. on practice 1, it was Clayton Keller, Vinny Trocheck, Brock Nelson. And in practice 2, it was JT Miller, Brock Nelson, Jack Hughes.
B minus. Yeah, I to me, I am like, I don't know, man.
Who do you want at center on the fourth line?
Brock Nelson.
Yep. Okay. So then
get the Rangers out of this lineup. It's
Sullivan doesn't like to make adjustments either, so you might be stuck.
Yeah. It's not my typical Rangers hate. It's not a joke. Like I don't give a fuck what you want to say about those guys. They're good players, but the team is fucking terrible. They are both having terrible seasons.
Yep.
We're talking about other guys who are all fucking all-stars, the majority of which are having, or at least the guys that are in contention to start over them or not start over them, are all having significantly better years than them. What are we fucking talking about?
Dude, and Dan,
if you scratch Kyle Connor,
okay,
for either of those fucking two guys, the galaxy brain stuff that is going on here belongs in the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. It is so, it's such a hilarious overthink to be like, I think this is something we got to do. You're fucking dumb.
I
if
lost
you do
my
that.
fucking mind when I saw the first day 1 practice lines and Kyle Connor is scratched, and I was like, dude, what? Why pick him then? Why pick him? Like, literally, you benched him in the Four Nations final and then said, oh man, we don't score enough. And I was like, yeah, pretty fucking stupid to bench one of your elite 50 goal scorers in the league. And then they were like, yeah, that's our bad. That was crazy. Then you pick him for the Olympics and you're like this, he's not playing again. And I'm like, leave him home, dude. That is fucking madness, bro.
I don't get it.
It's already insane that you're like, you're going to stuff him on the fourth line. I guess in day 2 they had him on the third line, which is nice. But yeah, I hate doing like I need the Rangers out, but that fourth line has to be Clayton Keller, Brock Nelson, and Jack Hughes if Connor's up on that third line.
And well, you know what's funny is like, similar to Team Canada, I don't care if they're on the fourth line. We've talked about this.
Yep.
This is not 2014. It's not 2010. There aren't any bruisers on this team. There aren't fucking energy guys on this team. Or there shouldn't be.
Yep.
And we, even with some of the decisions that we didn't agree with, like the fact that, we'll continue to call it out, the fact that Jason Robertson, Alex DeBrincat, Cole Caulfield aren't on this team, I think is a shame. But even with that, there are plenty of talented guys here to build a fourth line that competes with Canada's fourth line.
Yep.
So I don't give a fuck where Kyle Connor is. If he's on the fourth line, he's on the fourth line. Fine. Look at Clayton Keller. Clayton Keller's elite. He's going to be on the fourth line. That's fine. And if your fourth line is Clayton Keller, Brock Nelson, Kyle Connor, I'm like, fuck yeah. That's sick.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't care where Kyle Connor is. I don't care what people thought about maybe his first or second game at Four Nations. It's Kyle Connor.
Yep.
Play the guy.
Oh my God. Okay, so D, Dan, is Hughes, McAvoy, no surprise there. Slavin, Faber, no surprise there. In practice 1, it was Werenski and Hanifin. And in practice 2, it was Sanderson and Werenski.
I know absolutely no notes. Same thing. Happy harmonious marriages. I think Quinner and Charlie is such a perfect combination. Like, let Charlie be Charlie, let Quinn be Quinn. Slavin and Faber, absolutely perfect. Let Slavin be Slavin. Let Faber. I mean, the way that Faber can launch into his best offensive self playing with Jacob Slavin is so delicious. And then this is what I was referring to with Canada, like with Zach Werenski on your third pairing is hysterical.
Is hysterical.
It's absolutely hysterical. But it's one of those things where, like, if it's up to me, I'm putting Werenski first pair D. Yeah. But Quinn and Charlie play so well together. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I'd want to be like, it's Werenski and Charlie. But then you break that up and I'm like, I don't know. So whatever, it's fine. I don't care who Werenski plays with. He's going to elevate whoever he plays with. If it were, when you look at there's like a bruising lockdown guy and an offensive guy on every pairing. You got Quinn's the offense, Charlie's the hammer.
Yep.
Slavin's the hammer, Faber's the offense. Werenski does both because he's perfect, but Werenski's the offense. In this situation, I think Hannafin's the hammer.
Yep.
What's interesting about Sandy is I love Sandy, and I would probably pick him. And what I love about the combo of him and Werenski is Sandy's both, too. Like, I think they're both such good two-way defensemen. So don't really care which one you go there, but and Werenski's the guy that I would have could be anyone. So that's great.
Actually, great point, dude, because I'd go Sandy there, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all, and I hope Lacombe gets in a little bit. In goal, on day 2, they did report Hellebuck was on one side of his own net. So likely Hellebuck, which I don't love, to be honest with you. But you can't get mad at having Connor Hellebuck, but I disagree.
Yes, you can. Disagree, yes, you can, and I'll tell you exactly why. Here's my stance on this. I wouldn't start him because as good as Connor Hellebuck is, literally won MVP last year. Trash. But literally won MVP. And then what happened, dude? He gets into the playoffs and all of the same question marks happened. They fell apart. They lost games they shouldn't have, and they eventually got bounced from the playoffs way too early. Mm-hmm. A guy like Vasilevsky, there are no question marks with. Like, he is always going to play. There are no, what's going on with Vasilevsky? A guy like Shesterkin, same deal. Like, doesn't matter who's in front of him. He's always going to play. I don't think Sway obviously won a gold this past summer. Mm-hmm. I think that's amazing. He's having a great year. Otter is having a great year, but Otter has had a few things in the past couple seasons in playoffs where it's felt like maybe he didn't play up to potential. The problem with the USA goalies, as great as they are, none of them are, you can't make a case that doesn't have negatives. What a fucking ridiculous runaround sentence that was. But you know what I'm saying. When you're talking about Vasi, there's nothing to say. Yep. He is what he is. He's fucking phenomenal. There's nothing to say. I don't think that you have, and I know Jets fans would try to disagree, but you're just,
dude, they would. They would be like, I think some would.
I think some would because Jets fans are loyal and they stand by their guy, and I fucking respect that.
Yeah.
But you got drunk goggles on if you don't think that there's something to say. But yeah, I mean, you could make the same argument. Like, look at last season. Like, it was a brutal season for Sway for a number of reasons with what was going on in Boston and this, that, whatever. But wins a gold this summer, bounce back. He's a top goalie in the league this year. Mm-hmm. So, if it's up to me, I would give someone else a shot because you know what happens if you start Hellebuck, and who's USA's first game? Latvia?
I will tell you, USA's first game is Latvia.
USA plays Latvia. What's tough is, no disrespect, Latvia, that'll probably be a comfortable win for the U.S. But if you start Connor Hellebuck against Latvia and he lets in 3 ugly goals,
yep,
you are definitely now going, Jesus fucking Christ, what do we do with this guy?
I think I think you go someone else. I legitimately do.
And that is then already a mistake, dude. Because if you go someone else, you have now benched Connor Hellebuck. You have benched the reigning MVP of the league. You can't really go back to him after you bench him. And if you then go Sway, or if you go Otter, and in their next game, which is against who? Germany?
Next game is,
Germany.
No, Denmark. USA schedule.
Denmark is the next game, right?
2, yeah.
Yeah. So you then go against Denmark, and if Sway or Otter is leaky, now you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah, dude. Then it's a rotation. Then we're just rotating, dude. Everyone gets to go. Yeah. Call Parrish. Get him in there because who cares? Who cares at that point? Our entire advantage is dead, and we should go home. We should actually go home and get rest. We should go home and get rest for the 2030 Olympics.
Yeah,
everybody cool out. That would be great.
So, as stupid as it sounds, there's a part of me that's like, just start Sway, and if Sway is lights the fuck out, you go. Boom, we did it.
I'm a genius. Yeah.
But if you start Sway or Otter and they're kind of leaky and you get by Latvia, it's almost a good feeling to be like this. We're going back to Hellebuck, dude. We're going back to the MVP.
Yep. Okay, so let me give you those are the lines.
Now I might be galaxy braining.
Yeah, Dan. We dude, let's
you strategically lose the first game.
Yeah. Tank the first game.
Make everybody think you're weak, and then bam.
God. Okay, I'm going to rip us through some things as we get into our predictions here. So there's 3 groups. Group A is Canada, Czechia, that's how you say it, right? Czechia?
Sure, yeah.
Czechia. Czech.
Is it though?
Yeah, it is.
Czechia?
I mean, like it's up for
I think-
interpretation.
Yeah, it's like the Chile thing.
Yeah. But it's Czechia, and just say the Czechs. The Czechs.
Canada? Yeah, I like that, Dan. I like Galaxy.
Czechs
Stay
mix.
hot. Stay hot.
There you go.
Stay
Group
hot.
A is Canada, the Czechs, the Swiss, and France. Group B is Finland, Sweden, amazing, Slovakia, Italy, the hosts.
Can I pause real quick?
Yep.
Have any of you guys seen the mock-ups of the Italian team roster where it's like if you have Italian heritage, you can play for the team?
Oh,
It's
fuck. No, I haven't seen that.
They're awesome. It's really fun. We got to find those, but they're
Okay.
really fun.
And then Group C is USA, Germany, Latvia, Denmark. Okay, so those are your three groups. There's a round robin to start where in each group, everyone plays each other. Okay. After the round robin, the 3 group winners plus the top second place team. So in the best second place team for points out of one of those 3 groups, those 4 teams get a bye. 3 group winners, top second place team.
Very cool.
So then on Tuesday the 17th, every other team, all the remaining 8, play a single elimination qualification game with the top seed playing the lowest seed, etc. Just like a playoff.
Very cool.
And then those 4 winners meet the 4 teams that got a bye into the quarterfinals. So it's actually interesting that everyone makes it out of the round robin. There's no like, oh, we were bad. Like in the World Cup, you're like, you're out. You know, you 2 are out. We're going on to the knockout stage. Wrong. Everyone is in. So you get that 4th game no matter what if you don't get the bye. But it does make getting that bye so important because you just duck that random game where you're like, oh, whatever, we just have to play fucking Italy who's 0-3. But it's like, well, they just play the game of their life and beat you and now you're fucking out. And you're like,
Are
God
we
damn it.
like? You're telling me we can't get a 4th group in here?
Agree, man. I was actually looking at the world rankings the other day when I was putting this together, and there are some teams that didn't make it that I was like, why aren't they? They should just be in.
Yeah, like
Who cares?
let's the
me see if I can
Russians.
find it. Hold on.
Russians
Well,
right
yeah,
off the
but-
bat.
yeah.
Like but we're saying in our perfect world, these Russian players who hopefully have nothing to do with the political situation should be able to play as the Olympic athletes from Russia or something, because they would have a good team. So let's say Russia.
The athletes formerly known as Russian.
Yes, dude. There we go. Let's call them Yugoslavia.
Yep. Okay, I like that, Dan. There's these are the IIHF world rankings. These are crazy. I don't know how they get these, but these are the IIHF world rankings as of May 2025
for men's hockey.
Yeah, I got men's and women's here. What's national ice hockey teams? Yeah, number 1, Russia. Number 2, not there. Number 2, U.S. Number 3, Switzerland, and then I'm just going to read it down. Canada, Sweden, Czechs, Finland, Germany, Denmark, Slovakia, Latvia, all in. Austria, not there. Norway, not there. Kazakhstan, not there. France, Belarus, not there. Slovenia, not there. Hungary, not there. Great Britain, not there. You know, so there's just, my point is we could get one more group of teams that no one would go, you're ruining this tournament.
Poland, South Korea even is kind of up there.
Yeah, fuck yeah. So
Nice.
I'm with you. I think it would just be more fun to have one more group and then just make it like the 4 group winners go. There's a way to do this more evenly. You're making the math hard and it's rattling me. Okay, but that's the importance of getting that by finishing in the group. We hit this on the live, but I just wanted to do a reminder here for anyone that didn't get to hear the live or hasn't watched that on YouTube yet. The OT rules, actually kind of crazy. In the preliminary rounds, any tie game ends in a 5-minute 3-on-3 overtime, just like the NHL, and then it goes to a shootout. The only difference is it's a 5-person shootout instead of 3. And then if it's tied after 5, then it goes into that sudden death like it normally does, and you can repeat because those are the rules in the Olympics. Obviously, we saw TJ Oshie do that 1,000 times in a row, and it was incredible. So that's the preliminary rounds. Then the quarters and semis do a 10-minute 3-on-3 overtime, and if it's still tied, it's the 5-person shootout with sudden death shootouts after that. And that would be crazy, dude. Like a semifinal game for the right to go to the gold, ending in a shootout. And in a shootout after a 10-minute 3-on-3 overtime is like cool and wild to me. And then the biggest one is the gold medal game is a continuous 20-minute overtime periods, but also 3-on-3.
We talked about it at the live show.
Wild.
Absolutely fucking insane. It's just so dumb, dude. It's like we talk about all the time if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And there's a reason why in the Stanley Cup playoffs, when you get to overtime, it's just 20-minute periods at 5-on-5 because we want to just see who fucking wins the game based on who's the best fucking team on the ice. And 3v3 OT is not that. Now, is it exciting in regular season NHL play? Yes, even though it's already broken because of the regroup, as you always call out, CP. But it is what it is. Shootouts are fun. This is the Olympics. This isn't some throwaway game up in Rochester. So what are you talking about that we implemented 3v3 at all? I think it's crazy, and I'm not happy about it.
Are they worried Are they worried about programming where they're like, we don't want these to go too long now?
Call, Evan.
People have short attention spans nowadays, guys. We can't let these games go too long.
I bet in the early rounds it has something to do with that because there's one fucking rink, right? Like it's like there's not. It's complicated, but when it comes to the gold medal game, there is absolutely no excuse for this. I think it's a classic overthink.
Did Four Nations go to double OT or was that the single?
That was one OT.
One OT.
One OT.
Because it just, you're right, Ev. I was about to say, like, it sucks that they could take that from me. Like, a triple overtime USA Canada gold medal game. I'm like, that would be fucking amazing. But that
would be amazing. It's not even that. It's that it's not the game. That I'm sorry, man. Like that is, and maybe this is a boomer take. Call me a boomer, folks, in the comments.
All right, go off, Unc.
If this is a lame take, seriously, call me out. But I just think like when it comes to the Olympics, I want to see who is the better fucking team 5-on-5.
Yep. No, I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. I actually was like, I had to check that 15 fucking times on different sites because I was like, no way are you doing 3-on-3 overtime. But
at what point do we? How many years until we're like 1-on-1 with like just a goalie?
Dan loved that.
I think it would be so funny.
Just do 1-on-1. Yeah,
it would be so crazy.
Okay, so you know everyone's schedule. Just you know who they're playing in order. Canada plays the Czechs, the Swiss, then France. US plays Latvia, then Denmark, then Germany. Sweden plays Italy, then Finland, then Slovakia. The Czechs play Canada, then France, then Swiss. Okay, quick preview predictions and then actual literal predictions. Dan, who is gonna go?
Before we get into that, I just want to do a rundown of the gals.
Hell yeah!
The women's game is playing right now. Prelims are going. And we've had some fucking electric games. Started off hot with some dramatics with Neurovirus, the Finnish team. Finnish team couldn't even play. So in our prelim game so far, Germany with a nice tight game, 2-1 over France. Italy, the hosts, get a 3-2 win over Japan. The Czech team clapped 2-0 against Finland. And again, I bet Neurovirus was definitely not helping the Finnish gals in that one. My girls on Sweden, 4-0 against France. Canada with a dominant 4-0 win against Switzerland. USA, dominant 5-0 win against Finland. And like, I don't know if you saw that Hillary Knight goal, but like Hillary just fucking charging the net, going Chetty bombs on everybody. Unbelievable. Sweden, another big win against the host Italy, 6-1. Germany takes down Japan 5-2. Tale as old as time. Switzerland, big 4-3 win over Czech. Japan, nice win, 3-2 over France. US, 5-1 over the Czechs. Italy, 4-1 over France. And then Sweden, 4-1 over Germany. So we've got games today, big games too. US and Swiss play at 2:40 today. That's coming up. This will be over by the time you guys are listening to this. Big game, Canada-Czech today. Japan-Sweden is tomorrow, as well as Italy, Germany, and USA, Canada. So when you are listening to this, we're getting our first US-Canada tilt in the women's game at 2:10 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure to tune into that. We also have Finland, Switzerland as well. So if you are itching for the hockey already, it's already buzzing. The gals are fucking ripping it all over the ice right now. And yeah, tomorrow, obviously, big one, USA, Canada. We've got the fucking... we've got the series that goes on with those gals all the time because Canada US women's hockey is those ladies go to war against each other. It is wild. So those games are going right now. Make sure to tune in. If you're listening to this on Tuesday, tune in today because there's some elite matchups.
Yep. Okay, Dan, I want to hear, and Ev too, actually, who do you think is going to shine for US and Canada Like, we're going to look back on this and go, holy fuck, that they had an unbelievable tournament.
I think Charlie McAvoy is going to have a great time. I'm going to do 2D and I'm going to do 2 forwards.
Okay, cool.
I think Charlie McAvoy is going to have a great tournament. I think he's playing the best hockey of his life right now, even after he got his jaw shattered into a million pieces.
Dude, what? Can he catch a break?
It's insane.
Actually, he catches plenty of breaks. Can he catch less breaks?
catch health, please.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
I think he's going to have a phenomenal tournament, and I think Werenski is too. That's a lame pick by me, but Werenski has emerged as, I'm sorry, man. Say what you want about Kale and Quinn. I think Werenski the last 2 years has emerged as an argument to be made as the best defenseman in the National Hockey League.
Yep. And
I think he wanted to have a bit better of a Four Nations tournament, so I have eyes on him doing something special. And my forwards, there are a guy. I think Jack Eichel is obviously going to play well. I think Dylan Larkin's obviously going to play well. But for me, the big standouts are going to be Matt Boldy and Tage Thompson. I think Tage Thompson, I think he does well with a chip on his shoulder. I think he's had a chip on his shoulder for a couple of years now. And you see the way Buffalo's playing. Has a big part of that. I think he was pissed when he didn't make Four Nations. I think he's so thrilled to be here now. And I think he's going to prove everyone right to select him.
Dan, my next question was going to be, who has a coming out party in the way Slavin did? Obviously, everyone here is good. It's not like people don't know who these guys are. But I think after Four Nations, it's like the hockey world was like, yo, Jacob Slavin is so good.
100% that happened.
Who I was going to ask you next, who is going to have their coming out party? Would your answer be Tage or Boldy, or do you have a different answer for that?
Clayton Keller.
Okay, sick. Yeah,
I could see Boldy, because my whole thing that I said, I was like, Boldy is somehow still fucking underrated.
Yeah.
So and that was the case with Slavin last year. Like, we went into that game being like, I mean, he came on the show and we were like, everyone, this dude is the best defensive defenseman in the NHL, and I think people did realize that. No, I'm not saying credit to us. Tons of hockey people know that. But Boldy is kind of similar to that. Like, I do think there's going to be a lot of people who aren't Wild fans who are going to be like, Jesus fucking Christ, this kid is pretty good. But I think Clayton Keller could have a big time. Like, wake up, people. This guy is fantastic.
Yep. Okay, I'll do mine. I think I'm going Boldy for that coming out party, for everything you just said. I legitimately think he's going to be one of our top producing players, and everyone's going to go, holy fuck, dude. Matt Boldy is like a top of that league conversation.
Yeah, he's a dog.
Like, I think he actually might be, he'll be all-timer after this. Yeah. And then I'm going to go back to the well like a moron, but the person who is going to absolutely shine for Team USA is Austin Matthews. He's going to have an incredible tournament. We are going to go to the gold medal game. I don't know if we'll win, but he's going to have a shitload of goals, and everyone's going to go, I feel so sorry that I talk so much shit about him.
I love that take. And I know I gave my caveats at the beginning, but I said yesterday on Hockey Talk, I was like, because like I said, a bunch of people were like, should this guy be captain? And when you're as good as this fucking dude, he's a former MVP, he scores 60 goals, then 69 goals. There is absolutely no reason for him at any moment to just go like this. And I'm here now. Fuck off.
Yep.
So what better time to do it?
Ev, who you got for like a superstar on Team USA, and who you got for a coming out party?
I think Matthew Tkachuk's gonna be ready to go, and I think
he's rested.
He's rested, and they're having a frustrating season in Florida, so maybe he lets it out. He might also get a little, tough. So maybe he has some effects on games that have less to do with scoring. But I think that frustration is going to come out, and maybe in a good way, just be like very effective.
Love it. Yep.
Coming out party. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to say Boldy, like you guys.
Yeah. Boldy. I feel really good about that.
Yeah, that's the obvious one. So,
why
change it?
I hope to God we didn't just mush the shit out.
Dan, same questions, Team Canada.
I love a Nick Suzuki, 100%.
To shine or the coming out party?
Nick Suzuki coming out party.
Yeah.
It's going to make Habs fans so fucking fun to watch, because they ride at dawn for their king, and I love that. I think Nick Suzuki, this is going to be like we were with Slavin. people around the league who don't necessarily watch a lot of Atlantic games or a lot of Canadiens games are going to go, what the fuck? Is this guy a top player in the league? And to that, we will say yes. And dude, I am dead ass. Give me Macklin for my MVP. I just think, look at what he's done all year, dude. He just doesn't give a fuck. This guy don't give a hell about nothing. And I think he's gonna look around playing with Connor McDavid, playing with Sid, power play time, this, that, and he's gonna just be like, I'm just gonna have fun. And I think he's going to dominate.
Dude, funny you say that because he was going to be my pick for coming out party, which is ridiculous because it's not like anyone doesn't think he's an MVP candidate. Yeah. But I just think that, remember last year when Connor scored to win Four Nations and they asked Sid, like, was that a passing of the torch? And Sid was like, shut the fuck up, because he's like, I'm still in the league and just as good as anybody. Yeah. But I actually think Macklin is so, like you said, he don't give a fuck about nothing. He's going to play this so loose that people are going to leave this tournament and be like, wait, is Macklin the best player in the league? Like, I actually think that's what's going to happen. I think he's going to be so carefree that he's going to lead the team in scoring.
And you know what's so funny too is there are so many guys on this team that are so good.
Yep.
That I think it takes, I don't even want to say pressure, but it takes some pressure off him. I think there's an element for him that he's like, look around. Connor's here, Sid's here, Nate's here, Kale's here. Like, I don't need to there, not that much is on my shoulders. And and Ev, I want you to give your answer too. I hate that we're just saying everybody, but like we talked about with Boehner, with the Tribune article, I think there is a world where Connor goes goblin mode in this tournament.
He fucking goons. Dude,
I mean, think about the way that this dude has been waiting to play in the Olympics and what he said in that article. There is a chance that we see Connor McDavid happier than we've ever seen him in our lives at this tournament. He is going to get here. He's going to be eating risotto and Milanese, and he's going to be just having the time of his fucking life wearing that Team Canada sweater at the Olympics for the first time in his career. And he might go full juniors mode.
Yeah, and say, get fucked, you idiots. My superstar, Dan, before Ev is and I could have flipped these, but is LT. I think he gets time. I think he literally like logs 2 shutouts, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe we were making fun of Canada's goalies. They won easily, and LT was tournament MVP." And I'm like,
Chris, fuck. Very cool, very cool.
Ev, Canada. Or star and coming out party.
I mean, my heart wants me to give the star to Crosby just because he's the captain, and I
do it. Like, I think you might have to
do it.
But the reality is he's up there in age, and the intensity of play might stifle him a little bit. And I'm only saying that because I love him so much, and I don't want him to like get his butt hurt if it like shit doesn't pan out.
Yep.
But I have to give it to him. I just think like he's the heart and soul, and he's still around, and this might not even be his last Olympics.
I know.
Who fucking knows? He might play at 42 or however old he's going to be. And then, I don't know. Yeah.
I think he will.
He could. He's still going, man. Just unstoppable.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, as far as coming out party, I think if I'm looking at it as far as like what people at large are going to talk about, because Celebrini is a great player. He's young. He plays in San Jose. I don't know a ton of people who talk about San Jose. I think that I know poor people that are going to watch the Olympics, and they might watch this and go, who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? Because he is amazing. So, I mean, if we're talking about coming out party as far as like how viewers are going to see this, I have to go Celebrini here because he is that good, and he is, I mean, look, the NHL, sometimes it takes a minute for people to catch the attention, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people are looking at the Olympics right now, so I think he's my coming out
I fucking love it. Okay, boys, here we go. Final predictions. Dan, top 2 teams in Group A. Out of Canada, the Czech, Swiss, and France.
Yeah. I'm going to go Canada. And I think, man, there's just some tough injuries all around. But even with that, I think I'm going to go the Czechs. I think they've got to get it.
Evan, top two teams in Group A.
Canada. Let's go Swiss.
Love that. I'm going Canada, Czech. Dan, top 2 teams in Group B. Finland, Sweden, Slovakia, Italy.
Sweden, Finland, in that order.
Evan?
Yeah, same.
Yep, same. And then Dan, Group C, top 2 teams, USA, Germany, Latvia, Denmark.
I'm going to go USA, Germany in that order, and I'm also going to say I think the Germans are going to be much, much better than people realize.
Okay. Ev?
Look, I can't claim to know that much about all of these, so I will parrot, like I'll be a little puppet. Yeah, USA, Germany.
Okay, same. My predictions are mostly chalk, but I think it's gonna happen. Dan, bronze medal game. Who's playing and who's winning bronze?
Oh my God, I didn't want to do this.
You have to.
Not...
This is
Wow.
dude.
Put
this
him on
is
the spot, man.
Olympic predictions.
I think the bronze medal game is going to be Sweden, Czechia.
Okay.
And the winner will be Sweden.
Ev?
I do think Sweden has a great team, right? So let's say, yeah, Sweden, Czech.
And
Maybe
Sweden bronze? Okay,
Yeah.
That's what I have, Evan.
Let's go Czech.
Czech winning. Yeah.
I mean, they're prime for an upset.
Yep, something's going to happen. Germany could even sneak in, Dan. Okay, and then I don't even need to ask the matchup, but gold medal game, boys. Who's winning?
I just feel like I never know what to do here because obviously I'm rooting for the United States.
Yep.
But when I say United States, our lovely Canadian fellows call me an idiot.
Yep.
But when I then go, well, Canada, because I think Canada is better and I think they're going to win, then I get called a traitor.
Yep.
I can't win. I'm either a dum-dum or I'm a traitor.
And dude, you got to be. I'd rather be a traitor. No, I'd rather be dumb than a traitor, but I'm going to be a traitor in honor of the NBC Peacock's hit show. You got yourself a traitor because I want USA to win so fucking badly. But the Crosby triple gold medal thing and Crosby and Dewey triple gold medal.
Come on.
I think Canada's going to do it. I want USA so fucking badly. But I think if you put a gun to my head, I think Canada's going to do it.
Then I'll be a dummy and I'll say, USA, come on, boys, let's go. But I am also going to be typical Danny Green jeans. I just want everyone to be happy and everyone to have fun. I don't know. I'm getting older. I'm so soft and emotional. It is what it is. I love Canada so much and like these guys and the gals too, obviously. We've got so many people on that women's team we're rooting for too, that I just like, it's so conflicting because every time I'm like, fuck.
I wish they could tie. Yeah.
It was the same thing as Four Nations. Like we lost in overtime and I was like looking at how happy all of our Canadian friends are, all the people we've met on the road in Edmonton and Toronto and Montreal and everything, and seeing how happy they were because it's their fucking game. It's like, it's cool. And also the guys are so happy. And I'm like, how could I be mad at this?
Yep. Okay, Ev, who you got?
Canada. I'm a traitor. I'm a proud traitor. I derive no sense of national pride from players playing a game that I they're not me. I didn't do it. And I think Canada has the better team. And sorry, it's their sport. It's their sport.
Canada's game.
It's Canada.
Game.
I'm sorry. I'm a United States citizen. I love hockey, but read the tea leaves. It's Canada's sport. They're great, and I hope USA can someday pull it off. But I don't predict it'll be this Olympics.
Yep. Okay,
Chris, do you know off the top of your head, the gold, silver, and bronze of 2022?
Oh no, and I don't mean to disrespect that Olympics. I think Finland won. Gold. And
I can help you here.
Yeah, maybe Canada medaled.
Finland gold, silver Russia, bronze Slovakia. That's what it's saying here.
Yeah.
Sick.
Canada, US, no medal. Didn't even medal.
Tough.
Yeah. And then the ladies, Canada gold, USA silver, Finland bronze. So Canada going for back-to-back.
Yeah, that's going to be sick.
Finland going for back-to-back in the men's.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's exciting.
Okay, those are our Olympic predictions and previews. We cannot wait. When you're listening to this, we're already in the air. Now we are going to take an ad break, and then we are going to send it to our incredible Jack O'Callahan interview brought to you by our friends at Bauer. Bauer is dapping us up for a ton of Olympic coverage. They're going to be bringing you a ton of exclusive interviews like this. So OC, the 1980 Olympic hero, coming at you right after this break. Every Tuesday of the NHL season, BetMGM is dishing out extra winnings with the NHL Odds Boost token. Here's how you get in on this fun because you do not want to miss out on this. They have the best deals, and this is one of my favorites. You log into your BetMGM account and you add any NHL wager to your bet slip, anything you want. Puck line, money line, overs, saves, anything, okay? Then you just activate that NHL Odds Boost token. And if your boosted bet hits, you get a bigger payout. If you haven't joined the BetMGM family yet, now is the time to do it. Use that bonus code NETTERS. That's NETTERS, and you enjoy up to $1,500 in a new player offer on your first wager. So you get in, you get $1,500 on a new player offer, then you can use the NHL Odds Boost token. Everything's coming up you. It's amazing. BetMGM is amazing. Make it legendary. We are joined today by a Charlestown, Mass native, the 96th overall pick in the 1977 draft of the Chicago Blackhawks, where he played 5 seasons, who also played 2 more seasons for the New Jersey Devils. He was an All-American, a Beanpot MVP, a Beanpot champion, an NCAA tournament MVP, an NCAA tournament champion for the BU Terriers, a Calder Cup champion, sick, and of course, an Olympic gold medalist in 1980 as a member of the Miracle on Ice USA hockey team. Jack O'Callahan, welcome to the
Hi, guys.
podcast.
How you doing, Chris, Dan? What's happening, guys?
We are pumped to
Good
have
morning.
you, Jack. This is amazing stuff. I gotta say, I mean, obviously the 1980 Olympic gold is unreal, but a Beanpot MVP is a special
awesome
thing to have. on the
Yeah,
belt.
well, those things, you never know who's going to get those. I mean, I think the first 2 years I was in it, I think I got it on my junior year. And the first 2 years I was in it, we played great. We were the best team. We should have won. And the MVP was like 1 year it was the Boston College goalie, and the next year it was the Harvard goalie. Yeah. So anyway, you run into a hot goalie in there in that tournament. Anybody can win. It's like the Olympics.
It's so true.
Yeah, it's a fun Boston tournament. I've been going since I was a little kid because I only grew up about half a mile from the Boston Garden. So we'd go over there all the time. Parents, you go there when you're a 7-year-old. So I knew that tournament really well. It was really fun to be able to play in it, and then win it a couple times, and then obviously get that. And then anyway, we started a company when we got out to Chicago. Me and old Harvard hockey player. We called it Beanpot Financial Services, which is pretty funny. Anyhow.
Well, Jack, people from New England don't realize what a big deal that tournament is. Like when we moved out here.
I was just there. I was there Monday night. I went out. We go out every year for the first night. It was fun. It's just different, I mean, there's empty seats everywhere. Like, and I'm sure next week the finals will be bigger. But BC BU final probably fill the place. But I don't know. I always remember it as being packed to the gills both nights. But the way they do these things now, it's like they're cleaning the ice all the time.
Yeah.
They're taking commercial timeouts. They're shoveling snow. Every game takes 3 hours. By the time we get out of there the other night, it was almost midnight. Yeah. And I'm like, Jesus. Things started at 5. Let's get out of here at 9:30.
Jack, was it more spread out when you were playing? Like, was it not the 2 Mondays in a row?
No,
I was looking up some.
It's always been the first and second Monday in February since I don't know when they started it, like the 50s, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's great. You can always count on it. And there's the other thing. We like doing this thing we do. We just invite a bunch of people and we get a couple boxes and I like it on the first night just because everybody's in it, right? Like the first game was BC Harvard. They think they're in it, right? I mean, BC beat them, but I mean, you think people would show up, and then I guess like the BC crowd, they might stick around for a little while, but then they're gone, right? They don't want to watch BU play Northeastern, but they might. But again, it takes too long. So by the end of the game, I mean, the place is half full.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Harvard, I mean, you had an unbelievable career at BU, but we heard the amazing story that you kind of were between BU and Harvard.
Oh, yeah. When I was a kid coming out of high school.
Yeah, you picked BU over Harvard. What was that story like? Was that a tough decision for you, or was it just like, you're getting after it with Jackie Parker, it was a no-brainer?
No. Just where I grew up, where I went to high school, it was all about academics, right? I mean, that's the whole thing. My generation, our parents, they came out of like World War II. My dad was Korean War vet, but I mean, everybody, you looked after your kids. It was usually like mom and dad at home. Dad worked, mom stayed home. I mean, my mom always worked, but I mean, that was kind of those traditional families where parents are, on top of their kids. So academics is a big part of it for me. I went to Catholic school and all that stuff. So just coming out of Latin, I just always wanted to go to Harvard. That was the best route to go, Boston Latin School. And it was, this public school in Boston. You take a citywide test. It was great. And I was doing well enough. It wasn't like I was Einstein or anything. I mean, there was so many smart kids there. It was, just a great school and great teachers and 6 years of public education, lots of languages, really great. And yeah, when it came time to me to apply to colleges, I mean, it was pretty much, I wasn't going, it was weird. I was getting phone calls from places and it's like, where's Michigan? Like I'm going to Michigan. Like, people call me from these like places and I'd just be like, I mean, there's plenty of colleges in Boston. Why would I want to go anywhere else? Right. So, and Harvard was right there. I was going to apply to Dartmouth. I applied to Brown. I ended up applying to Brown, Harvard, and Dartmouth, and I get into all three of them. And then it was, I mean, I could have gotten in academically. I deserved to get in all three of them. I mean, I had good scores and all that stuff. But then the hockey thing, and I don't know. I just kind of felt more comfortable with Parker, and my friend was there, a kid I grew up with in Charlestown, this kid, Mike Fiddler, from a family of three great hockey players. I mean, Mike was his brother Joey played at BC. He was done playing. Mike went to BU. He was a great player. Ended up playing in the NHL for the North Stars and the Cleveland Barons. And then Mike's younger brother Mark joined us at BU when I was a junior, and Mark came in as a freshman, and that's the year we won the Nationals.
Oh, yeah.
So, the Fiddlers were neighbors, and we hung out together. We were in the same crew and all this growing up in Charlestown. But, yeah, Mike was like, kind of gave me some good advice. He's like, you need, like, BU's just, it's a great school. He goes, you do what you want. I wasn't trying to convince me at all. And he just was like, I know that Parker, we can trust him, And it wasn't like you couldn't trust Billy Cleary, but I don't know, Harvard, just a different vibe. And they weren't really, they almost felt like, made it feel like I should be so honored that they were actually offering me like an admissions to their great school. And I'm like, it's just college. I mean, I don't, I don't care. Just because you're Harvard, you might be self-impressed, but there's plenty of bozos that come out of Harvard too,
Yep.
Right?
It's so
the hardest thing is the hardest thing they say about Harvard is getting in. I already did that. So,
right. Check. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Parker was just, I mean, Jack Parker and Don Cahoon, who was one of his recruiter, Toot Cahoon is his nickname.
Yeah.
He was at all my games, my high school games, And I knew the Harvard guys. Timmy Taylor was the assistant, great guy. I was friends with him till the day he died. And, they weren't really around. They were trying to like figure stuff out, whatever, man. It just was weird. Even though I had the acceptance, and they eventually couldn't believe that I didn't go there. They just kind of took it for granted maybe a little bit. And the BU guys were all around with my family, sitting in the stands watching us play, that kind of stuff. And then I had a friend on the team, and it just was an easier fit. And so it worked out great. And I got to play with my friend Mike Fiddler. I got to play with my friend Mikey Fiddler for a year. Then he signed and left. And then he left, and it was like within 2 years, his brother Mark was there, So when I knew Mark, and we were friends too. So, it was great. It was awesome.
No, it's perfect.
Worked out
like
great.
You said, that junior year, you guys were a wagon. 30.
Yeah, we were a wagon every year. I'm telling you, we were a wagon every year. Yeah,
I love it. I mean, but you had the 21 game streak your junior year. You pummeled BC and Harvard in the Bean Pot, beat BC again in the Natty. Most penalty minutes in a national championship game ever.
So epic.
How crazy was that game?
Which one?
The Natty game against BC.
Again, the national championship game against BC. It was the fifth time we played them that year.
Yeah.
And of course, me and my big mouth, I think I remember saying something stupid like after the game was over. It was something like, it was kind of weird playing on the fifth time, I was thinking like, would have been fun to come down here and maybe play, I don't know, somebody else for the national championship. I mean, and then it came out of my mouth, and I go, we can beat BC anytime.
Yeah, right.
I said that like in Sports Illustrated, and I still had a year to go in college.
Yeah, you're like, oh fuck.
So they came at me like freaking wild men the next year. They were going to spear me in the freaking head, and
Oh my God.
and I think at the end of the year they weren't in the playoffs. They were out because they didn't have a very good year the next year, and we were. It was sort of the beginning of we kind of fell apart towards the end of that. And I remember playing BC. I remember Parker saying, "Listen, man, they're going to come at you like crazy, and you can't like do anything. You can't retaliate." I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah.
Like he goes, because they don't care. Their season's done like tomorrow. He goes, "You're still playing." He goes, "You get involved in something, you'll get suspended. You can get suspended for 2 games. The playoffs are like right there, So I go, what am I supposed to do? I mean, I can't stand out here and let guys just crack me over the head with their sticks. So it was a weird night. I didn't like it. I created a bad vibe. I don't like the feeling. I had to kind of just stand out there and take shit from guys. And yeah, I don't know. I remember that game, and it was all went back to me and my big mouth. So it was probably a good lesson.
Well, I mean, listen, I need to know. Did things get more testy on the ice in games like that, or more testy when you were bartending at the dugout with Bill Crowley?
The dugout was the best, man. The thing is, when I went over there my freshman year, and I knew about it just because, again, one of my closest friends was a freshman when I was a senior in high school. So, and they would talk about this like little sort of joint on the campus at BU, and then some of my other, friends would go there. I don't really recall ever going there when I was a senior in high school, but so anyway, I had heard about it, and then when I got there, I mean, you got to get a job in college, right? I mean, you got no money, right? You work in the summer, you save up your money. Then what are you going to do? You got to go to your parents and get $10, right? Yeah. So anyhow, I needed a job. I wanted to get a job. I wanted my own cash, maybe buy a car even. So yeah, I got to know those guys down there. My freshman year, and right away I started talking to this guy Billy Crowley, and he gave me a shot. I mean, everybody wants a job in college. I mean, that's a pretty good job. If you're a bartender in college, it's pretty awesome, right? I mean, because you're there, people are coming and going. They're drinking, they see you. You get to kind of sit back and kind of watch people and talk to people, and the dugout also, it had kind of like the college vibe started at like 5:00, and then. Right. Prior to that, man, it was all these old time like guys from Cambridge and Brookline, these old union guys, like these iron workers that were retired. They came in, they just go day drinking, right? So it was awesome. And I knew all these guys, these old guys with the scally caps sitting in there freaking drinking, some of their whiskey, or they were drinking beers or something like this. And I mean, it was such an education for me, and I loved every bit of it. I did it for 3 years. And the other thing is I lived in Boston, so in the summertime, I'd work in the summertime. They don't own a bar down towards Fenway, so I'd kind of get down there sometimes too. The Red Sox are in town. You're around Boston. It's sunny. I'm working whatever. I think I used to work Sundays, Tuesdays, and like Fridays or Saturdays or something like that. It was a blast. It was a great job. And there's a lot going on in there. I mean, a really famous guy, Jimmy O'Keefe, started it probably in the 40s or something, and Billy Crowley was a great old, well-respected ex-Harvard football player. A lot of good stories, man. And
we heard Jimmy O'Keefe was a bookie. You ever get any action on the Sox game?
So no, I've never really been a gambler that way, but Jimmy and I don't, Jimmy started. I think that was what he did back in the 50s and 60s, probably, or 40s and 50s or whatever. He used to take bets, but back in those days, I mean, that stuff was like, illegal, right?
Yeah,
but I mean, everybody, but Jimmy was just a terrific man, a legendary Boston restaurant guy, old timer by the time I met him. Just, there were people in Boston, politicians, business people would come in and see him. I mean, he knew everybody at every level of society. He was just that kind of a person, and he commanded so much respect, but he was also the sweetest, nicest person that would do anything for you. So I just love the guy,
Yeah.
It's like he had a waitress in there. I don't know. Her name was Kay. We actually had a waitress in the dugout, believe it or not. She's an older woman, and she was friends with Jimmy or something. I don't know. Younger. But, Jimmy lived right upstairs from the bar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He'd walk upstairs and walk downstairs. And so I remember there was Kay was a bartender. She was an older one. She was a terrific lady. And this German Shepherd started sniffing around out back. There was an alley back there, like kind of where the garbage barrels and stuff were behind the building. And so this German Shepherd's sniffing around out there, and Jimmy's like, what's up with you, dog? He's calling him dog.
Yeah.
And he starts feeding him, and so now he can't get rid of the dog. Next thing you know, the dog's kind of there, and he's like, all right, well, come on in. He'd take him in the bar. It was cold. The dog would sit over there. He's a good dog. He'd feed the dog. He didn't know what to call the dog, so he called the dog KK because he had a bartender. He must have loved the name K.
Yep.
He had K, and then now the dog was KK. And it was unbelievable.
What did K?
And the dog would walk around the bar the whole time. He'd always be there, and then until Jimmy went upstairs to bed at 6 o'clock. He went up to his apartment.
Yeah.
KK would go with him.
There you go.
It was like the stuff of legends, You can't you couldn't possibly have it in this day and age, or maybe you could, but not in downtown Boston,
Yeah, I mean, you can't make this shit up anymore.
No,
and that type of stuff isn't happening anymore. Those are like the legends of old in Boston.
No, it was like cool as hell. And then hockey games, people would all come in after hockey games, but we only played 15 home games or something. So
yeah, right, true.
there were a lot of nights when believe me, it was just people. Like the library was across the street, so you get a lot of students coming in. You'd get professors coming in.
Yeah.
And then you'd get guys from other sports coming in. And then there was always sports writers coming in. And Peter Gammons would come in sometimes. I mean, there were guys from the Globe, from the Herald would always be in there. Yeah, it was just that kind of place, It just brought, and because it was so close to downtown Boston, right? It's like right outside of Kenmore Square, so it's pretty close to Fenway. A lot of activity, man. Really fun.
Yeah,
I believe it.
Yeah. OC, you said you had mentioned the 1979 World Cup of Hockey was a hell of an experience for you, Herbie, and everything. Were you guys able to go? I mean, because you were like the KGB's following you around. It's chaos over there. Were you guys able to go out and hit the town while you were there, or was it just like hockey?
You don't go out Moscow in 1979.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
you don't hit the town. It's like you're in your hotel room looking over your shoulder, man. I mean, there was a story over there. So I guess we trade money, right? Like, so you go. Like on the exchange rate, I think it was 6 rubles to buy $1, basically, right? Okay, so 1 to 6. Yeah. But these people want hard currency so bad. You go out on the street, you get in the subway, and people know you're from out of the country, and they want to buy your free world money so they can get the hell out of there, right? They can't get out of it. They don't have any cash.
Yeah.
So they pay you 45 rubles for $1.
Holy shit.
Right. So I got I was a history guy anyway. I got a pretty good understanding of what was going on over there.
Yeah.
And so they're like 45, 50 rubles for give you $1. So you're walking around with these stacks of rubles. And so there's a lot of that going on. Or people bringing like jeans, Levi jeans, and you could sell Levi jeans over there because they couldn't get any of that stuff, because it was Russia, right? It was all very limited, if at all. And it was like they supposedly, I never saw it, but I heard that because they know what you're doing, and they've got undercover, like they had undercover sort of KGB people, posing as waiters in our restaurants, in our hotels.
Nuts, yeah.
Oh, it was unbelievable, man. You had to go through like Checkpoint Charlie and stuff to get in there. It was,
yeah.
It was spooky, right? And so, but anyhow, supposedly like some Swedish guy or Finnish player, hockey player was out, trading rubles or something. I don't know. They grabbed him, and I guess they freaking beat his ass. They shaved his head. They stripped him.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. And then they just kind of dropped him, and they kind of threw him back as in his underwear or something in the hotel where they were staying or something like that. And they were like, we're watching.
Yeah.
And so the word got around, and all of a sudden it sort of like kind of settled down a little bit. And it was a funny story. This guy, Kurt Bennett, was on my team. And Kurt went to Brown. He grew up in Providence. He was a great guy. Him and his brother Harvey, I think they both played at Boston College. And Kurt they both played professionally. I think Kurt played a little bit for the Atlanta Flames. And he was like, went to Brown. I don't know. He kind of spoke Russian a little. So anyway, one night, Kurt comes back. We see him the next morning, and he's got one of them stupid Russian hats on, right? Like a stovepipe fur hat.
Yeah.
Right. So he shows up in the locker room next morning. He's all fired. He's like, he's a little older than me too. He's probably 4 years. I don't think I played against him in college. So he's at least 4 years older than me, 5 years older than me. So he's like 26, 7 at the time. So anyway, he's all excited. He's got his stupid hat, and then he's like, look at this. He goes, I got like, I don't know. I got like 40 to 1 rubles. Look at this. I got 1,000 ruble note. And only, I paid like whatever, $100 for us, the cash. So we had a Russian interpreter with us. He goes, let me see that thing. Yeah. He goes, we don't have 1,000 ruble notes. He goes, I don't know. This guy must have made this up at home.
It's Monopoly.
So it was counterfeit.
Yeah.
He was counterfeit. Look at his face, man. He was like, because he thought he was like Joe the Russian guy, he could communicate and all this. They totally screwed him. And so even he started laughing after a while, but he was not happy at first.
Oh, God. That is
but there were so many stories, man. You go, in those days, look, I was really excited to play on that team, as much as anything, just to go to Moscow and just to experience like inside the curtain. The red curtain, or the iron curtain, they used to call it.
Yeah.
And just to see some of the things and what it was all about, and sort of it all sound. The thing about socialism and communism, it all sounds great on paper, right? Oh, everybody's happy, everybody shares everything, everybody's wonderful, yeah. Capitalism, no, communism, oh, it's so wonderful. And then what happens is, when they put it into practice, it's like it's horrible and awful, and people starve and die and they kill people, and no one has a job, and no one has food, and no one has water, because, you can't do that, right? You have capitalism on the other hand, people, it's like, if it makes sense, you invest in it. If it doesn't, you don't do it, right? Yeah. I remember going over there, and I was like, I remember seeing this lady, man, she had to be 90, and she's out. She had this old broom. It looked like something off of, I don't know, some old movie, with like the thatch coming out of the broom with like a stick, something back from the 1800s.
Like fly away on it, yeah.
Yeah, but that was the kind of brooms they had, even though it was 1979, they were still using 1890 brooms. So anyway, this old lady, this white hair, she's out there and she's kind of sweeping away and she can barely move, and she's like this. And I was like, well, full employment, right? Everybody's got to work, even if you're 90.
Yeah, you wanted this, yeah.
Yeah, you like it here, I guess. And so, it was the same thing like in the restaurants, full employment means, 10 tables, 45 waiters, all doing nothing.
Yeah.
You can't get a glass of water, and there's 10 of these guys standing over there talking to each other. Like, because again, they all got jobs. They're all making like probably 4 cents an hour, so they can't even afford to buy food, but they're all working. So, it's stupid shit like that kind of stuck out in my head. But it was really a great experience. The hockey was fine, good, and it was great to play, in Moscow, in that arena. Like Brezhnev came to all the Soviet games. It was really fun to watch the real Russians play hockey. Those guys were unbelievable. And plus it was in Moscow, so they were rolling.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was really fun.
That's
really
when
fun.
Bob. That's the tournament where Bob Murray calls after and is like, "Hey, Herb, you're going to be on the team for the most part."
That was like Herbie. That was sort of a. I actually saw Jack Parker at the Beanpot last week, and we were just talking about stuff, and he told me that Herbie had called him 20 times, like in the lead up to picking a team. So I was surprised. Because anyway, so Jackson, I talked to him a lot, and he was actually a pretty good guy. So, but 20 times. Herbie was really thorough, but he didn't really know guys. But he really did his homework. So I'm sure if he called Jack 20 times on the BU guys, he was also calling, Billy Clary about Jack Hughes, and he was calling Charlie Holt about Ralph Cox, all that kind of stuff. So, but this was a time to be on the ground with Herb. So it was great, it was good to see him, and plus, it was time to move on, right? I wasn't a BU Terrier anymore. Now I was kind of trying to make an Olympic team and trying to decide what I was going to do the rest of my life. So it was really fun, man. It was great.
Oh, for sure. Listen, what you're doing the rest of your life, obviously, you then get on that team with Herb. the doc that came out was unbelievable, and there were so many fun little tidbits.
The
one that
Netflix
stuck out to
documentary.
us-
Yeah.
yeah, like so good. The one that stuck out to us was the 61 games part. Like you guys
Yeah.
played 61 games before those.
That's insane.
That's
So,
absolutely.
I mean, I swear when this came out, I have a picture on my phone. I got to find it. I don't know. I took, so all those pictures that were in the documentary, like the still photos where we're at a Christmas party, those are all my pictures.
No
Like
way.
I had 6 photo albums that going back to the world, to the sports festivals of Colorado. Cause I don't know, man. I took a photography class at BU one time, so I bought a camera. I had like one of these old Canon, cameras. I knew how to use it, right? Yeah, you had to have all like the f-stops and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't like you take your phone out, right? So I had this camera and I liked taking pictures just because it was, some fun thing I was doing. And but no one else had a camera. So, I mean, I had my camera in Russia. I got 3 photo albums of me in Russia playing those games. And so anyway, when the movies and all that stuff started, they were asking about pictures and stuff. And like no one has any. Just like no one had a camera on the team. And so I'm like, I got a ton of pictures. And in the movie, it was important because they wanted to see old pictures so they could see how people dressed.
Funny.
Like,
That's
hey, what
funny.
did Billy Baker dress like? Billy Baker's from freaking Grand Rapids, somewhere up in like northern Minnesota. So he probably wore flannel shirts and boots because I mean that's all they sold up there. And Canadian Tire, or where the hell they shop.
Yeah.
Sears and Roebuck. Anyhow, so but it was kind of neat when they started because I kind of scanned all the pages and sent them to them and said whatever. But they used them all, and then I did the same thing for this Netflix thing. So they used a lot of them where you could see us doing things off the ice, and then it was kind of neat the Netflix thing. Even a couple of people have told me how showing the pictures of like then and now kind of pictures. This just the comparisons of it all. So there was just a lot of good things in that Netflix documentary. They did a terrific job. They were really great to work with, nicest people, and. One of the producers was also a producer on Miracle, I think. So he might have been one of the guys that brought it to their attention, or maybe he was there to kind of work with us because he knew a lot of us. I mean, I'm kind of friendly with him, so Rizzione's kind of friendly with him. Yeah, so it came out great. Everybody, I'm getting, obviously we're doing this and getting a lot of calls to do stuff like this, and yeah, it's pretty fun.
No, it's amazing. Did you feel like those 61 games like really helped you guys? I mean, again,
I forgot the question already.
mind-blowing.
So the 61 games anyway, and one of the things I started telling you about this picture, we had this locker room in St. Paul Civic Center, and there was like this big white thing that Herbie had taped together, and it had every game we were playing. Like we get in there, and it's like every game, and every game was color coded. This is what this guy thinks, right?
Yeah.
Every game's on the world, and it's like who we're playing, and then the boxes to put the scores in, right?
Yeah.
And then they were color coded. Now, so the gold games were games we had to win, like non-negotiable must-win games.
Yeah.
And the other games were like, this game doesn't really matter. So maybe that was like, I don't know, maybe it was like green.
Yeah.
And then games that like we really wanted to play well on, they were like red. So I mean, we got 60 games, right? 60. I don't know how many games. And the last game on that list was like USSR Madison Square Garden, right? So we knew that at the beginning. But it was funny. He said to us the only gold games on the whole board were the last 7 games. They were gold. He's like, we got to win those. That's what this is all about, right?
Yeah, shit.
And the other gold games, every time we played another college hockey team.
Oh, fuck. That's
Because
good.
we played Harvard, we played Wisconsin, we played Minnesota. I don't know who else we played. We probably played about 6 college teams.
Yeah.
And Herbie's like, they were gold games because he goes, you guys are supposed to be like the best college guys around. And so if you guys can't beat a college team, he goes, I'm blowing up the whole team.
Yeah, I'll take them. Yeah, fucking see you
I'll take
later.
them instead of you guys. So those games were gold games. So we'd have a big game against, some minor pro team. It was, in their league and all this. It wasn't even half as important as like playing Harvard. Like we lose to Harvard,
beating
man.
Harvard.
We're all getting shipped out. So, but it was great. The great thing about it was we could see the games coming. We played. So back then, you guys know how the American League works. It's like AAA baseball, the Calder Cup, obviously. And So back then there were two leagues. The American League was like in two leagues. There was a Central League that was kind of out more west, where the Salt Lake City Golden Eagles, that was St. Louis's farm team. Fort Worth Texans, Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys, Chicago Blackhawks minor league team. So and then Birmingham, like something or other. That was Atlanta's team. So and then over here in the American League, it was the old Springfield Indians, New Haven Nighthawks, Portland Mariners. So a lot of those, so there were two teams, right? Two leagues, but they were all AAA baseball. So we played like 36 games. It was a home and home against every team in the Central League. So that's like one step below the NHL. Yeah, so say we played, I don't know, man, maybe it was 26 games. It might have been 32 games. But either way, I mean, I think we only lost 3 games and maybe tied 2. So we had like 28 wins against that level of hockey. So, I mean, that's how good we were. Yeah. And the thing is, those games, the way they did it, every time we played a Central League team, it was for 2 points in their standings. So it wasn't an exhibition game where they could just go out, nail it in, and start stabbing guys in the face and trying to get thrown out of the game so they don't have to play. They're already playing 82 games. This last time is an exhibition game. It's a bunch of college pukes, So, but when the game matters for 2 points, they become really good hockey games, right? Because it's in their standings, right? So they were great games and, played, they were rough, really rough games, fun games, great games, good hockey. And that really helped us prepare.
Hell yeah. Jack, you mentioned that Soviet game at MSG, and that's when you picked up the knock. And I know you had said the movie makes it look more, you kind of missed 2 games, I think. But were you? Oh yeah. Was your knee fucked? Like, were you playing? How much pain were you in when you came back?
And did that freak you out? Were you like, fuck, I might not play in these games?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't think There's a scene in that documentary on Netflix where they're showing me talking. I got a yellow Swedish jacket on and a hat. And I say something like, I would have given $1 million to play on this team and represent my country. And I was watching that and I was like, I remember that interview, but I don't know if I'd ever seen it. So at that time, I thought I was off the team.
Oh, for real. Wow.
Yeah. Because, I get hurt. And Saturday, we get back to we're playing the Russians. I get hurt. We fly back. So it's pretty much, Herbie kind of tells me, he's like, we'll get a look at, your knee, Jack, tomorrow when we get up there and everything. But, I'm going to have to start making some calls. I go, and I'm like, I know. I mean, I know. You're going to do it, right? Hopefully, he goes, I hope you're okay. He goes, but, got to prepare. Great. So the next morning when I came in, I had these 3 doctors there. They're great doctors, and I'm the first guy hurt, so I'm getting all the attention, right? So these 3 doctors there, they all check my knee out. They're pulling and tugging and kicking and pushing and all this. They weren't really doing a lot of that, but they were like, oh, he's done. So Herbie kind of, pulls me aside and says, basically, I can't keep you. I've already made a call. I don't know who he was going to bring in. It was probably either Jackie Hughes or this guy Les Auger, who was a Minnesota kid. But so he goes, I'll get you a hotel up here. I'll get you some credentials. You can come to games. I mean, I was going to be a fan, but he goes, I'll kind of keep you around. He goes, you can't stay in the village because we only got 20 beds. So all that stuff. So he's explaining to me how he visualized it, me not being on the team, but he still wanting me around. And so I was like, okay. And so then that's what I'm thinking. And so then I kind of go back. Anyway, so this guy walks in to the medical area. And at this point, I got 3 doctors telling me no way. Yeah. And it was this guy's name was Dick Stedman, Dr. Richard Stedman from the Stedman Clinic in Vail, right? Famous guy. Young guy. This is 46 years ago. And so when he walked in, I saw the look on the doctor's face. They're like, oh, hi, Dick. Oh, they're like, ooh. Like, it was like, ooh, somebody walked in that they were like, that he intimidated these guys, right? Yeah. So anyway, he's like, what's going on here? And he's a good-sized guy, he's just like he's a kind of a thick guy. He's like, he takes his jacket off, and he's like, what's going on here? And I was like, oh, yeah. And I think Tony Daly's like, oh, his ligaments are turned. He's done. Yeah. And then the other guy goes, yeah, he's done. His legs, his knees toast. So Dick goes, I could see right away. He's like, "Was that right?" And he goes, "Well, you mind if I take a look?" And they're like, "Oh, yeah,
of
sure."
course.
Dick."
Anything you say, Dick. Yeah.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And so he changed the whole program. And so once he started looking around, he had this idea that I could actually recover enough in the next 30 hours. Might be a long shot, but he goes, because of the fitness levels, et cetera, et cetera. It's a bit of a story. But if I do what he says I do, this and that. So anyhow, he basically gave me like a very small chance of recovering if I did what he said I had to do. And I had to do it in 30 hours. So it was like from 9 o'clock Saturday morning till 5 o'clock Monday. I had to do this program where I'd rehab and train for an hour, then take a nap for an hour, then do it again for an hour, then get up and get sleep and up and go sleep. This is for 30 hours with a trainer.
Yeah.
But that morning I was out. I went after that. I watched the team practice. I was actually outside the rink or at the rink when they had that interview. And then during that interview, Herbie said, he goes, "Jack, this is such a long shot," but he goes, "Do what the doctor told you." He goes, "I'll tell you, the only deal he made with me," he goes, "I'll wait on making a decision until 5 o'clock tomorrow night because the roster has to be finalized by 6. So all Stedman did was buy me time.
Yeah.
I called my parents and said, "I'm not going to be on the team."
Yeah, holy hell.
And probably just had hung up the phone when they did that interview. So that's why I was like, so in that moment, I thought I was done. And then it wasn't until after this 30-hour period when they brought me back in and Stedman gets down. He looks right at me. He goes, "All right, man." He goes, "Let's see how you did." Because he believed in me, but no one else did. He gets down there and he kind of messes around my knee and kicking, pulling and all this. And he looked up at me and he gave me this kind of smile, like this little, between him and I smile. And he goes, "I knew you could do it. I knew it." And he turns around. He says to the other guys, he goes, "Check this out." Because it was his theory that, highly trained athletes with injuries, you don't treat them passively, you treat them actively. That was his theory, but it hadn't been proven. And so I kind of helped him prove it a little bit. And these guys, they were shocked how much and then at that point, it was like, okay, now I'm still hurt,
Yeah.
Exactly. So now it's like, Herbie's like, well, so now they go stand out in the snow, Jack, while I talk to the doctors. And then when I came back in from the snow, he sent the doctors out in the snow. And then now Herbie and I talk. Herbie never went in the snow.
Yeah,
just me and the docs.
Bullshit.
Yeah. So that's when he told me that he's going to keep me in the team. And he's like, I don't know if you can play or not. He goes, but keep your training up, keep doing it. He goes, hopefully you only miss a game or two, but you might be the more. And he goes, and you're not going to play as much as you normally play.
Yeah.
So I can't have any nonsense from you if you're not playing. I need your help with this team, and I need you in so many other ways. I need you on the ice too, but he goes, I also need you in the locker room. I need you on the bench, and I need you here, and I need you not bitching and moaning if you're not playing. I mean, he didn't know we were going to win the gold medal. He probably thought we were going to, lose to Sweden. I mean, I'm going to start bitching and moaning on Wednesday.
Yeah.
He's like, you're going to be a pain in my ass, Jack.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but it all worked out. Yeah, I missed 2 games.
It's incredible.
Sweden and Czech, but I played the other 5. Didn't play as much as I normally did because, you think about it. I had probably as many points as or more than any other defenseman because, I was a D-man all year. Davey Christian played most of the year at forward. I led the team in penalty minutes. I played a lot. I did a lot of stuff. And all of a sudden, I'm kind of out of there a little bit. I'm still playing, but not a lot. And the beauty of it is it allowed Davey probably to get even more ice time. And, he had an amazing Olympics because he's such a great player. Yeah. His speed and his ability to make plays, look, it all works out for something. It was all like it was kind of fated and scripted that maybe I hurt my knee so Davey could play more and we could win a gold medal. Who knows? If it was just me out there trying to do what Davey was doing, we probably wouldn't have won anything.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Yeah. One of the best stories with the Chicklets guys was when you admitted that you actually weren't on the ice during the Herbies and after the
is that right? Yeah,
which is so funny. But I do want to know, you had said that from the movie Miracle, that little moment where Ruzioni says where he's from, he plays for Team USA, didn't happen. I want to know if you remember sitting on the bench. Why did it stop? Like, was there any moment that made it stop? Or did
what happened? So anyway, you heard the story probably where we come down. We didn't dress. Me and 5 other guys. We knew we were going to not play that night. So anyhow, Yeah, I mean, Craig Patrick's like, I go, hey, man, we're going to go put our stuff on because, if they're skating, we're skating, whatever. But, here and Craig's like, Craig didn't know what was going to happen. He's just like, Craig's like, he had played professionally for like 7 years. He's like, I don't know what this knucklehead's doing, Jack, but, whatever. I haven't seen stuff like this since I was in high school, okay? That was his attitude. He's like, I don't know what the hell's going on over there, but he's like, just go over there and stay out of his way. If he wants you to put your stuff on, he'll tell you, but let him see you, so he knows you're here. So I'm like, all right. So we go over, I'm standing. I don't know if the other guys were. I mean, I was there on the bench next to him, and he calls everybody over, and bang, they're there. And then when that whole thing happened, when the guy, and then people stuck around. They were watching us. They thought we were putting on like an exhibition.
Oh shit! Wow, the crowd.
So they're like, whoa, wow, look at this. And then they see us going like that, boom, like this, right? And I'm like watching these guys, and all of a sudden they're like, they just start peeling off, right? So then now there's nobody there. And then before you know it, like the guy that runs the rink, he doesn't speak a word of English. He's speaking Norwegian or something. Yeah. He comes over and he's kind of whatever with the doctor, who could speak languages. And that's when it came that the guy wanted to leave because he had to get home. It was probably 10 o'clock at night. And, so the guy wanted to leave and he's bitching at Herbie and Herbie's screaming at these guys. And I'm standing there going like, man, I'm so glad I'm sitting here watching this. This is a blast. And what happened was when he turned the lights out, because the guy wanted to leave. And then Herbie's lying. I swear to God, I told Gavin O'Connor in the movie when I told him about this whole situation. It wasn't in the original script. I was like, the guy's like, the doctor's like, Herb, he wants to leave. He wants to get home to his family. And Herb never even looked at him. He's still looking on the ice. And all he said, and I'm standing to his right, and without even looking at me, he goes, tell him to leave me the keys. I'll lock up. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, these guys are going to be out here for a while.
Yeah, you're going all night. You're going all night.
Oh, it was great, right? So the guy, he was a good sized guy. He stormed away. He was pissed. And next thing I know, I hear this little click, from the electrical, whatever, everything. He killed the power in the rink. Not just the lights, the power. Okay. And it's like, power's down. Yeah. And and then the lights go dark, and then when it was dark and Herbie couldn't see guys, now guys like, fuck you, and banging their sticks because he's like, he's screaming in the dark like some kind of psycho, and at that point guys are banging their sticks, and I think that's what ended it. I think Herbie was finally like, all right, because when I saw Mark Johnson get mad. He might have yelled something. And that wasn't Mark's character to do that. And the last thing Herbie wanted to do was piss off Mark. So maybe that's why it ended.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. Start losing Mark. And
pretty funny. Yeah. It was awesome. And it was kind of wild the next day where we're in the locker room and we were fit. We were great. We were punchy though, man. It was sort of the end of a 3.5 week kind of 10 or 12 day, hockey game, 10 or 12 game, 3.5 week trip. Yeah, I mean, we were in Finland and Amsterdam and Norway, and we're on the bus, off the bus, dragging stuff and everything else. And so we were kind of punchy and so goofy, you get kind of goofy punchy, right? And so the next day when we played him, and Mike mentioned it in something, how the next morning we played him. Now, we got 6, the guys are out of the lineup, we're in the lineup, the 6 guys are, 6 guys move out, 6 guys move in. So I played that game. And, not that like that mattered or anything, but obviously we had to go out and play, show up. So we did beat them something like 9-1 or something. We just smoked Norway. And then afterwards, we're all sitting there thinking like, okay, we just showed Herbie that if he beats our brains in, we'll play better.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
so that was the day that was in that locker room after that game when John Harrington started talking about the funny things that Herbie would say. Like, you guys are playing, worse each day, and today you're playing like it's next week. Like he had these stupid sayings, right? Yep. That he would always like his go-to sayings. And so Harrington, he had said a couple in the locker room. And so Harrington takes out a piece of tape, a white tape, and he writes the saying on the tape. Then he rolls it up into a ball. Oh yeah, he said this too the other day. Writes in the locker room, writes it down. So he writes it down, rolls it into a ball. And he throws it in his bag. And that was the beginning of like the ball. And so by the end of the season, the freaking ball was this big.
Yeah.
So, and it would be like, we'd be in the locker room like this, playing tough game, and everybody would be sitting there, and Herbie would come in. And he'd be like, "Arr, this, that, and the other thing, this, that." And then he'd throw out one of these sayings, like whatever, some goofy thing, one of those sayings that he would say.
Yeah.
And we'd be sitting there like this. And then he'd walk out of the locker room and someone would go like, "Hey, you got to put that on the ball." Okay. Yeah. And he'd get a roll of tape and he'd write it down what he just said. And then he'd take the ball out of his bag and he'd roll it around and he'd tape it around the ball, throw it back in. The freaking ball was growing like this all year. It was, I don't know. I don't even know if he still has it, but that's why, like in the doc, when they called him up and he was saying those things.
Yeah. He had them all memorized from the ball.
Because he was the keeper of the stupid sayings, I guess. Yeah.
That is incredible, dude.
But this is this is like another part of the team building we had that really kept us, because even though he would come in and we listened to him and we had tons of respect for him as a coach and a person and everything else, but you got to have something that's yours, right? Yeah. And as a team, and this was like a funny thing that guys did, and they were like 5 or 6 guys that were really into it with John Harrington. His nickname is Bah, B-A-H. Oh, where the hell I got that thing? But everybody calls him Bah. So anyhow, Bah was like the keeper of the quotes. And there were 5 or 6 guys that were like, "Hey, I was having breakfast with Herbie this morning. What did I tell you what he said?" And Harry's like, "Oh, I'm putting that on the ball." You write it down.
Yeah.
No one ever really talks about that, but that also started in that locker room in Norway before we got organized. And actually, that's when we flew back to Lake Placid and got back to the States.
And then got dialed, man. Yeah.
Then we got dialed all right. We went back and played the Atlanta Flames, the Minnesota North Stars. They didn't just beat us; they beat the shit out of us. And then we played Atlanta. We played Minnesota. We played the Washington Capitals. We played the St. Louis Blues. They beat us like 9-2. Yeah. We played 5 NHL teams. We tied the Capitals, but every other team killed us.
Yeah.
Jesus. Just torture.
Yeah, fuck. Maybe you needed it. But so Jack, the run is awesome, obviously, with the tie against Sweden. You beat the Czechs, which I know was such a huge game because you're like, that's the second best team in the world.
Yeah.
And you guys show up there. And then a nice little run ending with that West Germany game. And you told the cool story about how it was, you're second in your group, so it's with the point and the goal diff, all that shit matters, and that's how you get the Soviets. Were you guys legitimately, obviously, you guys have beaten the Czechs and you're fucking, you go from Charlestown, you got fight in you, but going into that Soviet game, were you like, this is fucked? Or was there actual belief in that locker room, like, we can fucking skate with these guys?
There was 100% belief in that locker room. I mean, no, there was no way. I mean, I think the game in Madison Square Garden, because it was like it's an exhibition game for all intents, right? I mean, it's exhibition. Yeah. It didn't mean anything. It was just us going out and playing them. There was really nothing on the line. So, at that point, we'd already made the team.
Yeah.
He had just kind of, so when it came down to the end, we had 2 players that we had 22 guys right at the end, and they were both released at the same time. I mean, the focus is always on Ralph, the last guy cut.
Yeah.
Because it's very dramatic with Herbie being the last guy cut and all this. Mm-hmm. And it's a great story. And maybe in Herbie's mind, because Ralph was a forward and Jackie was a defenseman, there's just a lot more connectivity with sort of the Ralph story and the Herbie story if you link those. And obviously Ralph and Jack were different players but what have you. But the reality is we had 22 guys and there were 2 guys released on the day before we left for the Russian game, basically. We went to Lake Placid first. And so those 2 guys were Jack Hughes and Ralph Cox. And so we had this, when they announced the Olympic team, these are the 20 guys going. They did it at a dinner in some hotel in Minneapolis. And it was, honestly, we had all of our apartments packed. Everything that we were shipping home was shipped. We're done. Gave back all the furniture that we rented and everything else for our apartments. And then now we're going to this luncheon, this whatever it might be, some kind of like, club type business, executive club of Minneapolis, big lunch, and they're going to announce the 20 guys. And that's when he called Ralph and Jack and said, "Yeah, I got to talk to you guys before the lunch because, So Ralph and Jack both gone. So at this point, we're playing the Russians. And then after the luncheon, we go to Lake Placid, get checked in, get all our stuff. Then we fly down to New York to play the Russians. So, but at that point, we already made the team. Like the pressure's
that's
off.
an interesting
kinda.
dynamic. Yeah, cool. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
We're
That's
just
awesome.
playing these guys as an exhibition game. It was like fun to go watch, see them and play against them. We didn't think they were just going to slap us around. I mean, they freaking slap us around, man.
Yeah.
And so, guys are getting banged up and we're getting smoked on the scoreboard. We're getting pushed around all over the place. But, so that was just, for us, it was, I think, part of the learning process, that's it. And then once we get back to Lake Placid, I mean, now the games are for real. I mean, it was a different mindset, and, Herbie pulled that thing with Robbie after the first period of the Sweden game, which was crazy.
So crazy.
Yeah, crazy. But anyhow, by the time we get around to playing the Russians, which was, a week or 8 days later from the first Sweden game, I mean, we're playing, we're on a roll, we're into it. These games are for real. It's not like the last game we played. It was an exhibition game. Mm-hmm. And we're rolling and we're playing and we kind of learned some things. We learned that we just couldn't get behind from these guys. We had to keep it tight. And, the way the game went on really favored us just because, I mean, we tied it up late in the first period. So we're going at the end of one period. It's 2-2. So now it's a 2-period game, right?
Yeah.
And then,
and Jack, you noticing Michigan was crazy.
Yeah. I noticed Michigan right away, but you think back to Mike Keenan in the NHL, right? I mean, he was notorious for pulling his goalies. But I mean, it's definitely a coaching strategy is if your team is sort of not where they need to be, mentally, emotionally on the ice or competitively or something, they're a little flat. And you pull the goalie like at the end of a period or something like that, it wakes your team up. I mean, that's the theory behind pulling a goalie. Obviously, if he lets in 10 goals, different story. But a lot of times, like Keenan would pull the goalie just to change the mojo. And I think Tikhonov, because look, Michigan was the second best goalie in the world. I mean, it's like
just shut out the NHL All-Stars,
right? Yeah. I mean, sure, it's like you pull Patrick Waugh and you put Richard, you put Marty Brodeur in. Oh, great,
exactly.
So
exactly
much easier,
Yeah.
It wasn't like he put a duffel bag in there, he put Michigan in there, and so. But I think, he did it. Pulling Trachak was a statement to his team.
Yep.
Like, wake up.
Yep.
Okay? And they woke up.
Yeah.
And we survived that second period, man.
Jesus
They
Christ.
came at us they came at us like hounds, and it was the real Russians then. And then, we were very fit, strong, good team, and Jimmy played great, made a lot of, big saves. We cleared rebounds. We were pretty good at clearing rebounds, and we didn't give up a lot of rebound goals, so we were pretty tight in our own end that way. And Jimmy had a strong period, and we just hung in there, and we were down a goal.
Yeah.
And we had talked about it. If we could be down a goal, tied, going into the third period, man, 20-minute game, we got a shot at these guys. So, you weren't feeling like confident, but we were kind of where we needed to be. And then our fitness took over, in our pace, in our fitness, in our training, and all these things we had done over the year, all this off-ice training, all these these skating drills that Herbie make us do, blue back, down and back, red back, blue back, down and back, 43 seconds. Again, bang, I mean, it was hard as hell, but they got easier as the year went on because, we were doing it and we weren't mailing these in. I mean, we were racing down the ice because he had this guy, Jack Blatherwick, out there. He was an exercise physiologist. He was on our staff. His nickname was Cardiac Jack. He'd be out there with his freaking, stopwatch.
With his stopwatch.
And if you 46 seconds, he'd be like, that was 46 seconds. And Herbie'd be like, that was 40. I'm like, Jesus Christ, the guys are dying, But I mean, we did that all year. So when we got 20 minutes to play in February against the Russians, man, our heart rate hadn't even started moving yet, So we were ready and we had a great period. And then the Russians, they're the ones that got little twisted up. They didn't know how to handle it. Like playing against a team that was getting stronger as the game goes on, not a team that they wore down like they would usually do. So we were getting stronger. They were uncomfortable. So they got outside their comfort zone in the third period, and we were right in our wheelhouse, man. Yeah.
Was the crowd? They say this in the movie, but it was in the doc a little bit too. Was the crowd fucking insane when Rizzo scored?
Yeah, it was funny. It was insane, but nervously insane. It was funny, man. Because you never know, right? I mean, they were like, there was this like intensity. Everybody was just like, like that. I mean, as opposed to screaming, but they were cheering for things. But I think obviously once the buzzer went off, it was really loud. Everybody was going really wild then against the Russians. But we were talking the other day about the Finland game, and someone was, been talking about this a lot lately. So someone said how the first 2 periods of the Finland game, it was quiet. Because again, it was like everybody was sitting on the edge of the seat going like, oh my God, they're going to blow this,
Yeah.
And they didn't want to cheer. It was quiet for 2 periods.
Yeah, it's awkward.
Yeah, it was just like, oh shit, they're gonna blow this, and we were losing 2-1, and we weren't playing great, and and then we come out in the third period, man, and we came out like seriously, we came out on fire. It's kind of become a thing with us every now and then, just to kind of mention it. Someone will bring it up and go like, you got to give Herbie a lot of credit in the way he planned and prepared, and the way he prepared us, because. Like if you're preparing for one thing and you got 9 months to do it and you're preparing for one thing, that one thing is you got 20 minutes left for the gold medal. And that's why you go to bed at 9 instead of 10 in November. That's why, because the stuff you did back then is because of this 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? And it was almost like that. It feels like that. It felt like that. It's like, here we are. We got 20 minutes. But the fans outside were like, oh, no.
Yeah,
they're going to lose, And like, we're in the locker room just pacing like freaking lions, And then that third period, I mean, you look, Mark Johnson scored to make it 4-2, and he looks at the camera and winks. There's still 4.5 minutes left.
Yeah.
That's how good we felt, that's how good we felt. They didn't touch the puck. So, yeah, that was really, really awesome, that third period.
Speaking of that moment, though, OC, another one of those unbelievable moments in the doc was the story that between the second and third, Craig Patrick goes in and you were like, get the fuck out of here. How fired up were you? Like, was that moment real? Like,
it doesn't take much to get me. Oh, that moment was incredible. It was absolutely real. And I don't really like I felt a little weird. I mean, to me, it was just me being me, and that's just who I am. I mean, look, it's a long time ago, but I mean, I know what I was like back then. And, there was no way I was just going to come in there and sit around and go like, all right, we got to go out and play hard. I mean, what are you shitting me? 20 minutes, this is it. And it's like there, it's, and there's no way. And, I was just like, what can I tell you? I don't know what I was. I mean, I was just on fire. So, and I was kind of talking to everybody and kind of, it was just us in the locker room. It was nobody else, and just the team. And, guys are taking their stuff off, and, it's frustrating. You're down 2-1. Nothing's really going our way. And then I just was kind of pacing, and talking and whacking guys and kind of pacing and whacking guys. And come on, you got, blah, 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 whatever I was. And then I remember Phil Vakota was like, stood up and, as this was going on. And he was the same way. He was like, Jack's right, and then Phil was like, now he's on fire, and then Patty comes in, and I was like, Patty, get the hell out of here. So he's like, whoa, okay, and so throw him out, and the next thing you know, there's another guy standing up. He's like, let's get our skates on, and now at this point, there's like foam coming out. I mean, seriously. The locker room just ramped, it amped and ramped. And then we're kind of like this, in like this, right? And it was like, we came out of the locker room. I mean, no one was even looking at anybody. They were like, just like, where's the door? Get out of our way. Yeah. Like, get out of our freaking way. Like, hey, let's go. Like, shut up. Get out of my, I don't even see these guys. And then, and seriously, we went on that ice, and it was like to a man, everybody. We were just incredibly determined. There was no way in the world we were losing that game. We were 100% winning that game. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It was an incredible moment for our team. And as it's been being talked about more and more, you realize that guys do remember it. And we all remember it the same way. And we all look at it and go like, that's the crowning achievement of that entire 9 or 10 month period. And, because we were ready for that 20 minutes when we needed it, we had it, and we brought it. It was freaking awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible. Do you remember the Bunker Hill comment in real time, or were you?
Of course I did. They had bumper stickers back in Charlestown with it.
That's fucking awesome.
No way. That's
incredible. Man. We won at Bunker Hill and we won at Lake Placid.
Yeah. Fuck.
I mean,
that's
it's a great line. And then I get some knucklehead telling me they didn't win there. And I was like, well, check your history. I know I know that the Brits took the hill, but only because the Colonials ran out of bullets, you know?
Yep.
That's why I was like, don't shoot till you see the whites of their eyes, because we don't want to waste any bullets. We only got like 10 left. So, you know, and it was the kind of thing where even though the British kind of took the hill, I mean, what they paid for that victory, I mean, the Colonials ran away. I mean, they had their casualty levels, and they were losing all these field commanders and these generals. They were screwed. They went back to Boston, and they never left Boston. They were hoping for reinforcements. But you think about it, guys, and you guys have New England backgrounds. March 17th, of course, is St. Patty's Day, not in Boston. I mean, it is a St. Patty's Day because it's St. Patrick's birthday, but it's Evacuation Day. So March 17th, 1776 was when the British evacuated Boston and never came back.
Fuck, how did I not know that? That's crazy.
Well, it's Evacuation Day, and it was because the Battle of Bunker Hill. First of all, April 19th, 1775, the Brits go marching out to Lexington and Concord, and it's like a guerrilla warfare. The Colonials are in the trees, you know, shooting them, like kind of sniping them. They go running back to Boston, and then all of a sudden, 2 months later, June 17th, 1775, think about it, the Colonials on top of Breed's Hill, here they come. Here come the Brits. We got to get them out of there. They blast them down the hill twice, and the third time they take the hill and they run away. But that was the first time in open field battle that they had seen the Brits, and the Brits had seen what we have with like nothing, no ammo or anything. But then the Brits were so beaten up and so many casualties and deaths, they went back to Boston like this. And during that time, I know this history. So Ethan Allen, these Vermont boys, they went up to Fort Ticonderoga, and where it was a sort of a lightly defended British fortress, and they stole all their cannons. And they brought all their cannons down. It took them like months and months to forge these cannons, like from basically upstate New York all the way to Dorchester, the mouth of Boston Harbor. And they put them up at Boston Harbor, all these cannons, like probably in, I don't know, maybe January. And they were pointing at it, and then they kind of went in with the truce flag to General Howe, the British commander. And
That's
they were
unbelievable.
Like, they're like, hey,
Incredible.
take this glass. Hey, look up on the hill. See that? He's like, yeah, you know what they are? He goes, yeah, they're. Well, he goes, what are they? He goes, they're your cannons that used to be in Fort Ticonderoga. They're pointing at you. You got 3 months to get out of Boston, or we're going to blow you guys to bits.
Yeah. Fuck,
3 months later, they evacuated. So it all started at the Battle of Bunker Hill, babe. Sorry.
Hell yeah, dude.
It was a victory. It was a victory. That's my point.
I agree. It's funny, like that line is so good, but the follow up was even better.
Yes.
So I don't want to hear that. I'm like,
Well, there was probably more than that they cut it all.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, man, I'll tell you, the funny story of the whole thing is that, you know, John Harrington, then after me, he gets up there and he's like, you know, he tells some of the Herbie things that he wrote down. And then even when they go to him real time, he goes, yeah, I probably had a few too many beers.
Yeah.
So here's the problem with that. I'll tell you the story. It's really funny, is that when we came off the ice after we won the gold medal, me and Harrington, they grabbed two guys randomly for drug testing. So they grabbed me and Harrington, like the whole team. We just won a gold medal. We're like, and then the team goes to the locker room. Harrington and I go to drug testing. We hadn't seen the whole team yet. We still got our skates on.
Yeah.
And so I had gotten tested against the Swedes. I wasn't even dressed. I'm on the bench in like street clothes. Yeah. I got randomly selected. What a shocker. I'm thinking I'm shooting stuff in my knee probably.
Right.
But anyhow, so Harrington's like, what's going on here? I go, we just go in. You got to pee in a cup. You know, it's no big deal. But we just won a gold medal.
Yeah.
And I go, but I was in here like against the Swedes. And I got to tell you, there's a cooler right there full of Kieran beer on ice.
Yep.
So I go, let's just go in and have a few beers and like hold it as long as we can.
Yeah.
We just want to go medal, right? So we go in and we
Yeah.
start pounding beers and we're hugging each other and laughing, you know, and we had played the Finns and they're in there. They're a couple Finn guys. They're having beers. We're toasting,
fuck it.
you know, it's awesome. And so we pounded like 3 beers, like in 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And then we grab one for the road. And so then we go back to the locker room. The team's all gone. So where is everybody? They're at the press conference across the street at the high school. So we take off our skates and then we got to go across the street, like out of the building, across the street, through the crowds, into the high school. You know, we're like walking with beers, you know.
Yeah.
In our
Just who
uniforms.
cares? Yeah.
It was hysterical. No one cared. And so then so by the time we got to the press conference, we hadn't seen our teammates since the game ended, which is why
Crazy.
we come in so hot. I come in hot. I mean, I jump up on the table and I'm like dancing around on the table.
Yeah.
Number one, because I was excited to see everybody, but number two, because I'm, kind of half lit,
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's why when I
especially
did
you're
that,
so
like,
dehydrated,
they asked me that question about like the first guy from Charleston. I was like, yeah, what can I say? And I'm like, woo, woo, woo. And then, and that's when I said in the thing, I go, I think I had too many Kieran beers. And then Harrington gets up there and he's like, woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, you're like, take the mic from him. Holy shit. Yeah.
And then he goes, they go back to him real time. He's like, yeah, I think I might have had too many beers. Well, it was him and I.
Yeah.
Him and I were in drug testing. That's why we had a few. That's for sure.
That is so
pretty funny,
good.
man.
Jesus, that's a fucking riot. Well, I just want
funny
to ask
stuff.
Jack. We talked about the doc, how amazing that experience was for you. You'd mentioned Gavin O'Connor a few times, and you worked with him a bunch. Getting ready for Miracle. I'm curious, what was your reaction when you did finally see that movie in 2004? And like,
Miracle?
We had never really thought about it. It must have been kind of emotional for you guys. Like, that was a real unbelievable Hollywood production, reliving those moments. Like, did it feel very true to the story for you guys? Did you love the movie when you saw the premiere?
Yeah, I think we all agree that it was a great movie. I got to know Gavin just because my character was in the script a lot. So there were like five of us. They have certain rules in Hollywood, right? They can't, in a movie, there's a lot of it's SAG union rules, Screen Actors Guild, stuff like that. Like how many minutes on air, so they're dealing with a lot of those issues, behind the scenes that you probably don't realize. So that's why maybe in the movie they highlight maybe fewer guys, even though there's more guys. And, you can't tell everybody's story. It's not a mini series, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyhow, we get to go to some things. It was like me, Robbie, Mike, Craig, and Buzzy Schneider, five guys, right? Yeah. So anyway, we got to go some of the filming in Vancouver. We got to go to the Hollywood Foreign Press screening. Met the staff and the cast a few times, stuff like that, right? So by the time we got around to the premiere, there were five of us that had seen the movie a couple times already, But there were 15 guys that hadn't seen it, however many guys. I don't know how many guys are there, probably close to all of them. But so they hadn't seen it, And I think to a man, it's a little different because not everybody's in the movie a lot, right? There's some guys that are in it more, and that can be frustrating for certain guys that, like, they look at the movie and they realize, it's almost like I wasn't even part of it. So some guys can feel maybe a little left out. I respect that. But it's a movie. And, the deal was we were treated as a team. It wasn't like, certain guys were getting more than others or anything, as far as that goes. So, but it was a little tough, for some guys to feel a little left out. But on the other hand, I think Kenny Morrow said it right then. He was like, that's a great movie and people are going to love it. And I think it was really great that, the way Kurt Russell portrayed Herbie was awesome. And the pace of the movie was great. The fact that they hired hockey players and taught them how to act. So the hockey scenes were very scripted, right from the real scenes. I'd seen some of that where, they'd have a camera guy out in the ice. He looked like a roller derby guy, with the elbow pads, and he had this camera, and he's right in the middle of stuff. So they had really great hockey scenes, and they were scripting the actual plays on goals or certain things. So the plays you see in that movie Miracle, the hockey plays are recreated actual plays, that really were plays. So they put a lot of thought into it. It was a real Hollywood production, and obviously Gavin's he's a Class A director. Disney put a lot of resources behind it. Even Gavin told me, he says, Jack, after they started seeing some of the dailies, Disney drove more money into it because they saw it coming. They ended up, and that's when they hired a really top level music producer, this guy Mark Isham.
All time.
Yeah. So Gavin said, it was a great story. He goes, it could be a mini series. He goes, it could be Apocalypse Now. There's so many stories around this, but they were adamant it had to be right around 2 hours. And yeah, you'll never hear I mean, every guy to a man on our team thinks the movie's awesome, and I think it's become a little bit of an iconic movie because younger kids keep coming up and watching it.
Yeah.
As if you're a little hockey player, like you're 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. By the time you're like 8 to 9 years old, it's like that's your miracle experience. You get to watch the movie, and then next thing you know, you're in a tournament in Lake Placid, and there's going to be a Herbie statue. They're going to build a statue of us, and you're in this living museum, and you watch the movie. I mean, it's all coming together pretty good. Except we're getting, we're as old as dirt now, so I don't know how many of us are still going to be around before you know it.
Oh, that's perfect, man. Yeah. OC, we'll let you get out of here, but I just wanted, we could do an entire another ep for the post for the post days for the AHL stories are fucking killing me. So before you go, can you tell the Mel Hewitt?
No, I can't. I can't. I'm not going to tell that. I like Mel. I shouldn't have told it the first time. I mean, I don't blame the guy. I mean, when you're going away and your dog dies, I mean, what are you going to do? I guess back now I know what you do, but I mean, this is back in 1981. I mean, there's no cell phones and there's no, I mean, I don't know. You got neighbors. I don't even know. I mean, I think he made the only decision he could make.
I agree completely.
I thought it was actually pretty smart. I mean, you think about it, and at least he didn't just leave him there. He put him in the freezer. I mean, you can come home and you could deal with it in the vet and the burial and all that. But it was actually, when I think about it, it sounds really funny, but it was actually a genius move by Mel. So he was a lot smarter than people gave him credit for.
Completely agree, man.
Yeah, it's a crafty vet move. Let's be honest.
Crafty veteran move, man.
Yeah, exactly right, dude. Yeah. That's incredible, man. My God.
Oh,
yeah. Anyway, guys, great talking to you guys. Thanks a lot for the time. Enjoy the weather out there on the West Coast. Okay.
Yeah,
absolutely, man.
We will.
Yeah.
You enjoy some golf. It's great stuff. Is there we do this with every guest. If there's anything you want to shout out, anything you want to plug before we let you go.
I'm fine. No, I'm good, man. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. It's just fun to have this, the memories of the games from us and the miracle experience in 1980 Olympics with, even Eric Hyde. I mean, being up there last week, Lake Placid is it's truly a living museum. I think you'd bring people up there from 32 that would walk down the street and say, I remember that building. Oh, it used to be a tea shop. I mean, it's the same building. It's the same street. It's the same lake. It's so wonderful. And I'm excited. There's a Herbie Brooks statue there now. It was so fun to see us walking through Lake Placid and the cars stopping. And then in the documentary, how then they'd show us like the summer of 1980 on that wagon bus going through Lake Placid, and then now we're here in our freaking 90s. But anyhow, I mean, I just think, Lake Placid, the Herbie statue that they just put in this documentary that Netflix did, which is really great. And, now they're raising money to build a statue of our team. And the statue is all of us crowded on the metal stand, which is sort of like the way America has to be, right? All for one for all, right?
Yep.
I mean, it's like we're the Three Musketeers, only we were like the 20 Musketeers on the 1980 Miracle team. But thanks, fellas. All right. Good talking to you all.
Back at you, Jack.
Incredible.
This is awesome. Huge shout out to Jack O'Callahan. We said to him he's going to come on more times because I could have just listened to this guy for days and days and days. That was unbelievable. If that doesn't get you pumped up for the Olympics, I don't know what will. Let's hop into another ad break, and then we will get into college hockey and wrap up the show. We've got the Olympics coming around the bend here, folks. We are currently in the air on the way to Milan as you are listening to this. So if you need to get pumped up for the Olympics, there's one thing to do. It's watch Miracle. Everyone knows that. And everyone thinks of that one scene where they're doing Herbies. They're going up and down the ice, stopping, starting. And you know how you do that? With a sharp edge. And the best way to get that right now is with the Bauer unbelievable delivery Pro Sharp Advantage. The Bauer Pro Sharp Advantage is your in-home skate sharpening tool that is revolutionizing the game. There's nothing like having clean, sharp edges when you're playing hockey. There's also nothing like knowing how convenient it is to get your wheels sharpened. It is the worst when you're headed to beer league, you're headed to your high school, college game, whatever it is, headed to practice, and you go, shit, I haven't sharpened my skates in a while. Boom. The Pro Sharp Advantage takes care of all of that. You get a pro-level precision blade at the touch of a button. You can sharpen it anywhere. This thing goes on any table, any flat surface. You plug it in quickly. It is so easy to use. It's got Bluetooth connection with an app that you can check out, make sure everything is to your exact parameters and your exact likings. Take away the headache of getting your skate sharpened and get the Bauer Pro Sharp Advantage in your house today. It's going to change everything and is going to make your life so much simpler, just like Bauer has been doing since the beginning of time. We are back, and it is time for Netter's College Puck Drop. Going to rip through the college action because, let's be honest, our minds are on the Olympics, but the college game keeps wheeling. My boys in blue, number 1 Michigan versus number 2 Michigan State. Everything on the line. Friday night in Ann Arbor, Michigan State takes a 3-1 lead going into the third period, but wouldn't you know it, Michigan climbs back in. They tie it on a shorty and then win in OT on the peeper. Yost was fucking blowing up. It was unbelievable. But got to admit, Saturday, we go to the duel in the D at Little Caesars. Michigan State goes up 4-0. They never looked back. 1-5-2. Porter Martone on the score sheet. Just a couple of splits for these guys. It's not really going to change the rankings that much, I don't think. But I got to say, more impressed with Michigan State this weekend than Michigan. Hate to admit it, but that's just how it was. Both these teams are fucking nasty.
Yes, Dan, my God, it just feels like they're going to careen into each other again. It's going to be insane. Okay, number 9, Cornell. They beat Colgate 5-2 on the road on Friday, but then they lost 3-2 at home on Saturday. I swear we're seeing a lot of that this year, dude, where there's a home and home and the road team wins twice. Kind of insane. And then Quinnipiac, number 5, beat Brown 9-1 at home on Friday, and then Yale came to town Saturday and they pounded them 8-0. You've been on Quinnipiac hard all year, and it's weekends like this where I'm like, holy fuck, you are right.
How genuinely, like, how does that even happen though? You know, it's like unbelievable. They're just like, they're so good. It's crazy. Number 7, Providence, climbing up the charts. They go to UNH. They win 7-1 on Friday. Then they hosted Vermont on Saturday and beat them 6-1. Also a team that's doing really well. Dartmouth, saw them drop a little bit. Number 14, they beat Harvard at Harvard 3-1 on Friday. So they're trying to climb again. And then number 12, UConn beats Northeastern on the road 2-0 on Friday. Northeastern, kind of like Clarkson for me. They're not ranked right now, but they're a good team. So happy win for UConn.
BU beat number 18 Maine 3-2 in OT at home on Friday, and they had won their Beanpot game last Monday 3-2 over Northeastern. So they're in the Beanpot final tonight. You're listening to this Tuesday, so it will have happened. But how many times I've said this? Cole Eiserman said the Beanpot turned their whole year around last year. If they can get a Beanpot win, and they just beat Maine, ranked Maine, these are the first good wins I've seen from BU in a long time. So that's huge. Number 11, BC, on the other hand, lost to Vermont 6-1 at home on Friday, which is a nightmare loss. But they beat Harvard in their Beanpot matchup. They're playing BU in the final tonight, again, Monday night. So I know how much those Boston teams care about that. I loved watching the Beanpot growing up. Huge tilt for them tonight. You know they want to clip BU, and they'll be all right.
Yep. Headed to the west, to the central, whatever you want to call it. Number 4, Western Michigan lost to Miami, Ohio on the road 3-2 in OT on Friday. They bounced back and won 3-1 on Saturday, but it's like, Chris, you've been talking about them all year, how they just
2 weekends in a row now.
They've stormed back and been like, we're legit. And then, just a couple of tough losses. Number 20, Michigan Tech beats number 16, Augustana 3-2 in OT at home. And on Friday, they won 4-3. Or it's 4-3 on Saturday, so a nice weekend for Michigan Tech. And then number 15, St. Thomas goes to Bowling Green. They beat them 3-2 in OT on Friday, but then lost 3-1 on Saturday. I keep talking about these teams, Augustana, St. Thomas, 16 and 15 in the country, like being a little sneaky, but losses like that is where like you're not sneaky anymore. You're going to fall out of it. So tough losses.
Exactly. UMass Lowell beat number 19 UMass at home 3-1 on Friday, and then UMass hosted Saturday and won 5-2. That split makes more sense to me. The home team's getting it done.
Agree.
And then number 13 Wisconsin beat Notre Dame 6-5 in OT at home on Friday, and then 5-4 on Saturday. Electric weekend in Madison.
Electric weekend, and it's also kind of like a grit your teeth weekend. It's like Wisco has been slipping, right? We had them like 4th in the country a couple weeks ago, and now they're 13. They've had bad losses, and Notre Dame unranked, but not a slouch, not a slouch. So 2 kind of like ugly wins. You're giving up too many goals, but it's like, well, you took care of business, so there you go. And then we got number 10 Duluth beat number 3 Nodak at home 3-2 in OT. Zamplant had the second goal to go up 2-0 and the OT winner, but then Nodak got a nice 4-1 road win on Saturday. So not a complete disaster, but that's good for Duluth. Duluth, who we've seen slipping a bit, getting a win over that number 3 team is huge. And then to round things out, number 8 Denver tied Colorado College 2-2 on Friday at Colorado College, but then Denver won 4-1 at home on Saturday. Colorado College, dude, still causing fits. They always have.
Dude, it's incredible, Dan. It's absolutely incredible. All right, our new rankings. Are you willing to go Michigan State 1?
Yes.
I think so. They lost
Michigan,
an OT at Michigan and then beat them in Little Caesars.
As a Michigan guy, like it would be easy for me to go, absolutely not. Are you crazy? But I'm kind of like, no, dude. Like, yeah, that is totally acceptable because it was an OT game on the road and then a very, very dominant win in the dual and D. Michigan State, number 1.
Okay, State 1, Michigan 2, and then I want to go Quinnipiac 3.
Wow.
Or maybe Providence.
Wow. Let's go. I like QU. QU 3.
Quinnipiac 3, Providence 4.
Yep.
Then I want to go Western Michigan and Nodak because they both deserve a little pee whack. Maybe Nodak next because Duluth is good.
Yeah. Okay.
So State, Michigan, QU, Providence, Nodak 5.
Yep.
And I would go Western Michigan 6.
Yep. I agree. And then Penn State has to be. Like,
oh
Penn
yeah,
State didn't
Penn
do
State
anything.
7.
Like we're almost like no. I like Penn State at
Me
7
too.
there. I like
and then
Penn State
I would
at 7
I
there.
would go Duluth at 8
Me
to
too.
reward them. Yeah.
I'm pumping Duluth up to 8, and then we've got Denver, Cornell, BC, UConn, Wisconsin's not in there yet for me. Dartmouth's not in there for me yet. I think it's got to be Denver for me next.
Yeah, Denver 9, and then maybe UConn.
You want UConn over BC? Or
Because BC got
lost.
pumped to Vermont. Yeah,
BC lost. You want them over Cornell? Like Cornell
yeah,
did
because
nothing
Cornell
wrong.
lost too. Cornell lost. They lost at home to fucking
That's
Colgate.
fucking right.
I think we go UConn, dude.
Fuck yeah, UConn 10.
UConn 10.
Boom. Done.
Game of the week, the Beanpot Final is tonight. You're going to miss it, but I hope you're watching. And then we're taking the Wolverines again. I hate to do it, but we have to do it because on Michigan, they are hosting hockey's bad boy, Gavin McKenna, for a Friday-Saturday series. It's going to be incredible. Go tune into that one wherever you can. Love me some college hockey weekend. Let's take an ad break, and we'll be back. All right, team, get ready to cheer on USA Hockey with some officially licensed apparel from Low Sport. From the replica jersey hoodie to performance gear, vintage looks, hats, and more, Low Sport has you covered for the gold medal run. You use code EMPTYNETTERS at checkout. That's EMPTYNETTERS at checkout for 10% off your purchase at lowsportgear.com. That's LOWSPOTGEAR.com. Okay, they've got the replica jerseys worn by the 2026 U.S. men's and women's hockey team as well as the 1980 Miracle on Ice hockey team. They sent this fire hoodie. It's got 80 and Miracle on the back. This thing is incredible. They specialize in the high-quality performance gear and vintage embroidered hoodies for you to rock this whole run, okay? And they've got toddler sizes all the way to 5X, and it ships so fast. So if you're like, oh, God, they're about to start, I'm not going to get it in time, you are. It's incredible. This business was started by a hockey guy, Gary Lowe. He was at the Miracle on Ice hockey game and the gold medal game. He was 19 years old. Unbelievable. Core memory for life. Last weekend, he unveiled a life-size bronze statue of Herb Brooks at the Olympic Center at the Herb Brooks Arena in Lake Placid. You cannot get more dialed in than this. So go check out lowsportgear.com. Use that promo code EMPTYNETTERS at checkout for 10% off your purchase of incredibly fresh merch just like this.
Imagine a world where the state of Olympic hockey got so bad that they had to send a super hockey player back from the future to fix it. And instead of that, they sent me. That would be complete mayhem. That is what you are about to get with Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. From the completely unhinged mind of Gore Verbinski comes this year's must-see film, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, when a man from the future arrives at a Los Angeles diner. Chaos ensues as he recruits a group of unlikely heroes on a one-night quest to save humanity. What happens along the way will keep you guessing until the mind-blowing end. Starring Sam Rockwell, critics are calling it absolute chaotic perfection and ridiculously entertaining. This movie is going to be the banger of the year, and we all know it.
Dan, Sam Rockwell is my dog. You can put him in literally anything. And he's been in such good stuff. The Way Back, one of my all-time favorite movies, truly ever. Three Billboards, Jojo Rabbit, Moon. He's incredible, but he is my absolute dog, and I can't think of a cooler role for him to do. Like, he was born, you were born to be hockey players, and he was born for this role, Dan.
It's unbelievable. Gore Verbinski is bringing us Pirates of the Caribbean, The Ring, Rango, just so much good stuff. You just mentioned Sam, but we also got Haley Lou Richardson, Michael Pena, Zazie Beetz, Juno Temple. This movie's rated R, so you know it's going to be a true time and a half. I can't wait for it. In a world where we are drowned out with inauthentic, unoriginal content, sequels, prequels, remakes, all of that stuff, we aren't getting great original content like this, and that's why this movie is so important. And so again, good luck, have fun, don't die. Rated R, under 17, not admitted without a parent. This Friday, the 13th of February, only in theaters. Tickets are on sale now. Snag it and go bag it. Enjoy the movie. We are back. Let's jump on in to a beer league hotline. Evan, hit us, baby.
All right. The commissioner of our league met my girlfriend when I brought her to a game the other night. Then at 3 a.m. that night, he liked a bunch of photos on her Instagram from when she was 15 years old. Whoo! She's 27 now. I called him out on a group chat, and then he had me kicked off the team. He lied to the boys saying he liked all those photos when he was 16, but I know that's not true. I have the receipts. Should I expose him? Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa, indeed.
Call the New York Times.
Whoa, indeed. Aren't there files for things like this, aren't there? I believe there are files for things of this nature.
I bet, given this guy's the commissioner, I bet this fucking team is called the Islanders, and I bet this dude's last name is Epstein. Get this fucking criminal off the team right now. Dude. Are you out of your mind? The fact that you called him out and then he immediately booted you tells you everything you need to know. This dude is a scumbag.
And is it the commissioner? It's the league commissioner. It must
corruption
be, right?
Goes up to the top.
Yeah. So like he's literally, I can't even believe he has the power to remove people from teams, Dan. Like imagine if our league commissioner was like, "Hey, this guy's off your team." I'd be like, "What?"
He called him out, and then he had him kicked off his team. I don't even get how you have the ability to do that. He must have like pulled his USA hockey card or something. I mean, this is crazy.
So is the commissioner implying that he even knew? How would he even know this girl when he was 16? How could he have even liked these photos when they were 16?
How old is the commissioner now? Yeah. That's what I want to know. Like, was he?
Yeah. What's tough is it literally doesn't matter. It's like unless the commissioner is 15 years old.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
That would be sick. Little big league Dan. Like this guy, he's a phenom. He's a fucking phenom.
Get out of my league.
The corruption goes so deep here, but like, buddy, are you fucking crazy? Yes, expose him yesterday. This is the biggest no-brainer. Why in the world would you not expose him? This guy is a pervert.
He's a pervert,
and also he's doing illegal things in the league, and he's got you kicked out of beer. You can't play beer league anymore.
You can't. Team's on a heater. Team's on a heater. You can't expose him. He's like, wait till the season's over.
This man loves two things: beer league hockey and his girlfriend. And the commissioner is about to take both of them. He's about to take both of them, dude.
I thought you were talking about the commissioner right there when you said this man loves two things, and I was like, watch careful. Don't fucking go there.
Don't make me edit this.
Jesus Christ.
That also, I have a question. Do you think he only liked the photos from when she was 15, or did he like them all the way down? Because if he liked them all the way down, you could maybe be like, I don't know, I was just hammer liking them at 3 a.m.
So crazy.
No, but if you skipped the present day photos and got to the young ones and only like those, we have a real issue.
Both are utterly atrocious, and you have a very real issue no matter what. But if he went all the way down to just like those, then this man, like lethal injection immediately.
Yeah,
like, this is fucking crazy. This is horrifying.
Oh, it's not good.
We skipped over the fact that she's 27 now, so I don't know how much this gal posts, but the fact that we had 12 years to go through to get down there.
Instagram started in 2010, right? So,
I guess that's enough time. I was gonna say maybe she's posting, like maybe last year she posted young pictures of herself.
Oh,
right? Like
yeah.
the post could have been from last year, but they also could have been. Instagram is old enough that it could have been for real. Like,
but if he's saying he liked him when he was 16, then that means he's at least how many?
That is such an insane lie.
We got him. We got him.
It literally
dude.
says that they met at a game, and then he's like, "Dude, I liked these all the way back when I was 16." Again, unless there's a little big league situation going on here, which there certainly is not. This dude belongs behind bars. So expose him for sure. This is nonsense.
Absolutely
100%.
unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. Okay, let's take it to a Bauer hockey blind ranking. We love our friends at Bauer. They have us hooked up with the Pulse, with the Skate Sharpener, with incredible Olympic interviews. They are the GOAT, and blind rankings are the GOAT. Evan. So for the listeners, a lot of our producers in the past, including the lovely Sean, aren't hockey people. So we're always making up blind rankings for them to do. And Evan was like, dude, I can make up shit. And I was like, that would be dope. So Evan has crafted some blind rankings for us. And in honor of our Italy trip, I think he has one very special. So what do we got, Ev?
We're going to pick the best Italian foods. Now, what I want to know, and I'm trying to go authentic Italian, sorry, no chicken Parmesan.
Okay,
but,
good. That's actually good to know, Dan.
But a lot of these,
you can give something number one without having to fear that you fucked chicken par.
However, this is great.
Yeah, there are. But in your head, you could choose to envision or smell the Americanized versions of these.
No.
Or you could go authentic.
We're going to Italy.
Okay.
This is authentic. I love it. Authentic Italian food. Let's go.
All right. The first one, frutta di mare, which is fruits of the sea. It's basically seafood pasta.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you're gonna have to tell me what these are. Every time I go to a real Italian restaurant, I can't even order because I'm like,
this is the only one that's going to be confusing.
Yeah. Okay.
This one is such a good start.
I know. And Dan, I don't know what you think, but sometimes this, like a clam linguine, can be so fucking amazing sometimes, but also not that good sometimes. Like I actually think it's a pretty volatile dish.
Frutta di mare is so good. We're gonna get a lot of mussels in here when you order frutta di mare.
Yep.
And I love a mussel with a red sauce is just
little bread, little non-American bread too. Like proper bread that's not like gonna kill you. That a little, and then you get the dip going. That's fucking all time. I could go actually high here, Dan. Now that I'm talking about it. Now that you got me cooking on this, I could go pretty high here.
So what's funny is frutta di mare. I love a vongole, like a linguine and clams, is probably a little higher for me. I love a vongole, but this isn't vongole. This is frutta di mare. I like a 3 here. This is a really delicious dish.
Okay, I could do 3.
Lock it in 3.
Yep.
All right. Spaghetti bolognese.
Probably better there, but I would pretty much
Chris,
never order that.
Every Italian just died inside that you hit him with a probably better there.
Everything is better there, but what I mean by that is I would consider ordering it there, whereas if I see it on a menu here, I pretty much would never.
What's tough is this is a pretty much never order for me too. And I'm trying
because I like so many other things more. That's what I mean. Like it's not because I don't like it.
I'm trying to think of something that I would compare it to that it's like, it's fantastic. And if it's on the table, I'm going to eat it. But I think I'm always trying to get a little more adventurous. But it also it earns so many points for how comforting it is, and when it's done right, it's done so well. There's a reason it's a classic. So I would hear people giving this 1.
I know, and I'm going to go 5. I want to go fucking 5.
No. I'm willing for what we're talking about of getting a little crazier. Let's go 4 because it deserves 4. Like spaghetti bolognese being 4.
Lovely.
For its classic appeal that works for me.
Okay, 4.
Spaghetti carbonara.
Okay. See, I like this. This is interesting.
This is potentially one for me.
Oh, shit.
I mean, carbonara with the guanciale.
Here we go.
With
this fucking guy.
With the toasted peppercorns.
You're getting a little Tucci on us. You're getting real Stanley Tucci.
I really, really, really love a red sauce. Like that's my go-to. But when you get the egg yolk going, you get the Parmigiano Reggiano, and you make that delicious sauce, and you have it with the guanciale fat. I'm not really sure there's any, as far as a pasta, that might be my one.
Would you entertain two? Would you entertain two?
I would, and I'm telling you, I don't know what is going to get up over there for me. So
okay, then maybe we got to go one.
You better
I don't
have
either.
some stuff.
I don't even know
mind.
what's coming, Dan. This is so foreign to me. Quite literally, this is so foreign to me.
Yeah.
I'll go one. I'll trust you, dude. You're going Tooch. I trust the Tooch at all times.
I'm never upset.
He's
if
about
a
to Tooch.
carbonara. I'm never upset if a carbonara is at one. That's
okay,
all
let's
I'm
go
saying.
one.
Okay.
The only place my wife and I ever went to twice when we were in Italy was a place that had the best carbonara we've ever had.
Okay,
Just
then this is a
FYI.
worthy one.
And I bet it made your balls soaking wet, Evan. Like, don't lie to me.
Well, it was also a summer in Rome, so I was already pretty fucking sweaty. But yeah,
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Okay, margarita pizza.
Ooh, great inclusion.
Interesting.
And I'm
yeah,
going
well
specifically
done.
that kind of pizza.
Yeah. Fuck, that's a wrinkle, dude, because I respect a margarita so much, and they're delicious and fresh. And so like I'm like I could see a two, but because of fear of what might come of an incredible pasta dish, I almost want to go this 5 to be like, well, I had to save it for something epic.
All right, so let me say this. You've not been to Italy, right, Chris?
Hell no. Hell
Okay.
no.
So this is going to be a first for CP, which is exciting. Chris, I believe you're similar to me. When pizza is being ordered, I am a very anti-cheese pizza guy. And
Yes.
Please, everyone calm down. Don't jump down my throat. I know margarita is not cheese pizza, but they're close. So let me explain. I really appreciate some stuff going on my pizza. I prefer a protein of some kind, at least. I'm not a big overload guy. Like if we're talking bar pizza, big New York pizza, I'm not really a meat lovers guy. Like I like one. Give me a pepperoni mushroom, give me a sausage and pepper, give me combos like that. So I'm usually getting some toppings on there. Now, a well-made margarita is so fresh and delightful, and in Italy it is genuinely next level. Nothing in the States, I don't care if they're making Neapolitan style, whatever it is, it doesn't come close. But we're talking like our best meals and our best foods. I can't go 2 here. I've got to go 5.
Yeah, I think I'm aligned. Just out of fear.
This is a starter. This is a shared plate for the table.
Would it change things if I said you could throw prosciutto on top?
Yeah,
Yes,
it would probably. It would, but
I guess that technically, yeah. You know what?
You didn't say.
I rescind my offer. No prosciutto for you. We're going 5.
I am going to go 5, and unless Evan goes fucking nutty here, I'm potentially going to pre-call that we are back, and this is a very
Greatest list of all time.
All right,
okay,
Evan,
what's 2?
what is locked in at 2?
Lasagna. Are you back?
We are so back.
Yeah.
Lasagna, another classic, right in there with spaghetti bolognese. Lasagna. I also love how
What was 3 again? What was 3? Oh, the
Fruta di mare.
Fruta di mare.
Oh yeah, excited. This is a good list.
So
This
it
is
goes-
a great list.
It goes carbonara, lasagna, fruta di mare, spaghetti bolognese, and margarita pizza.
Fuck
This
yeah, dude.
is a great list. Great.
So sadly, I used all of Italy. I sadly couldn't just do
You
Milan
did.
region.
No, that was
You
great.
you did go all over the place there. That was well done.
We went on a little tour.
We went on a tour of Italy. This was very this was very Tucci of you. I appreciate what you've done here.
I'm Tuchin, just thinking about it.
Wow, that was fantastic. All right, that was it for our blind ranking. That is it for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed Jack O'Callahan. Hopefully you enjoyed all of it. Guys, we're so psyched for what's to come. Do us a favor, pop on Spotify, pop on Apple, give us a 5-star rating, show us some love, keep supporting us so we can keep doing this for you all. We love you guys so much. We've got nothing without you. Truly, truly, truly.
Olympic merch.
Make sure you snag some Olympic merch so you can support U.S., Canada, wherever you're coming from. Subscribe to the YouTube if you're not already. We got a ton of fun stuff, a lot of great coverage coming out for these Olympics while we're in Milan. We're going to show you a bunch of the city, do some really great things. It's not just going to be hockey. We're going to get as much of the Olympics as we can, as well as the city and the country. It's going to be wonderful. Join us on the ride. We will see you next episode when we are in Italy. And until then, skate hard.